Shalom. So again, we want to give all praise, honor, and glory to
YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, QADASH.
Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that continue to rule very well to this very day, that still to this very day continually feeding the flock with the spirit and power of YAHAWAH, and also as well Shalom as well to the hope elect, much honors. All right, Sister Akim is also pushing his word as well, right on the four corners of the earth, in all faith, true sincerity, and also in all charity. All right, and we're back out here once again, okay, to prophesy the downfall of Babylon the Great, man. Okay, to prophesy the downfall of America, man, this wicked kingdom. Okay, because right now it's the time for this place to go down, man. Okay, it's the time for Babylon the Great to fall and be destroyed, man. Okay, and the reason why is because throughout the history of America, right, it's been nothing but atrocities been committed against the so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, man. Okay, and not only that, but also as well promote the things which are contrary to what YAHAWASHI laid down, man. All right, completely contrary to his ordinance, all right, and what he has set in order from the beginning. Okay, and these are the reasons why the Lord must needs bring down his kingdom, man. Okay, but guess what? We're living right now in the time of prophecy. Okay, and the Lord prophesied that Babylon the Great, which is America, okay, is going to be destroyed by way of fire, man. Okay, and that's the message that we bring it, all right, towards our people and the rest of the world, man. Okay, that this kingdom is not going to stand for very much longer, man. Okay, that's why this place is deemed as a shadow. Okay, was spoke about in King David, man. Okay, King David prophesied about this place as well. Okay, saying that this is the valley of the shadow of death, man. Okay, which death reigns here in America. All right, and through the influence of America, death is spread throughout the four corners of the earth, man. Okay, so no matter where you go, man, death is on every side, man. All right. So, but now we're coming to the time where death is about to be abolished. Okay, and life is springing forth once again. All right.
It's the book of Second Ezra. It's the book of Second Ezra 6. Jump it down. Second Ezra 6, and I'm going to start at verse 27. For evil shall be put out, and deceit shall be quenched.
That's right, man. So evil right now is being put out. And how is it being put out today? All right, it's being put out by the words being published by the men of the Lord that the Lord has ordained. Okay, the prophets of the Lord that are out once again. Okay, bringing out this word, bringing out this message. Okay, that's how deceit is being quenched. Okay, deceit is being quenched by way of truth. Okay, because now truth is being sprung forth. Okay, and truth is overtaking the deceits and the lies, man. And that's why Esau Edom, which is the true biblical nationality of the so-called white man, he can no longer run. Okay, because now the truth is coming out on who he is. All right, he's been identified as the thief, the enemy. Okay, and he's been identified as the wicked, man. So there's no running away from the truth. Okay, now he has to answer to the things in which he's committed, man. Okay, you got that.
As for faith, it shall flourish.
Right, now faith is flourishing now, man. Okay, which has been not long since existed. Okay, over a course of time. Okay, and not just faith in general, right? But faith in YAHAWASHI, the true God of the Bible, man. All right, and the only begotten Son, all right, which is YAHAWASHI, man. Now truth is being brought out to who the enemy is, all right, to who the people of the Lord are, okay, and the fate of America, man. All right, and the deceit and the lies are now being quenched by that truth. Okay, why? Because what quenches lies and deceit is all these words, man. Okay, which is showing you, all right, what is going to happen in the near future. All right, and the reason behind these things, man. Okay, you got
corruption shall be overcome.
Right now, corruption now is being overcome, man. Okay, which corruption is the other side of purity. Okay. And now that the men of the Lord that you see today, which Lord's will, we're a part of that number, now we're being purified, man. Okay? We're being purified by this word, man. Okay? That's how corruption is being overcome now. Okay? Because it was a time when we was in the world, we was corrupt. Okay? We were corrupted by the ways and the cares of this world, which again is Babylon the Great, man. But now we're coming into purity. All right? Which is purity is by way of YAHAWASHI and bringing this word again, man. All right, and having belief in the report. Okay.
This is Psalms. Like this is the book of Psalms, chapter 112 and verse 4. Until the upright there arises light in the darkness.
Yeah. Now, there it is, man. All right. Now the light is being brought out in the darkness, man. Okay. Because why? Because in this place, America, all right, it's nothing but an abyss. All right. It's nothing but darkness on every side, man. Okay. That's why Jake is getting messed up out here, man. Okay. Because they're dwelling in that same darkness. Okay. When you're in darkness, you don't know where you're going, man. All right. You don't know where you're coming from. You don't know where you're going. All right. And you don't know what's on your sides, man. You don't know what's in front of you, and you don't know what's coming. Okay. But see, now that darkness is being cut through by that light, man. All right. In which that light right now is being brought into the world. Okay. And that light is YAHAWASHI, man. All right.
He is gracious and full of compassion and righteous.
That's right, man. All right. And that compassion is shown towards his people, man. All right. And it's only shown towards his people. All right. Like the scriptures say, he has not dealt so with any nation. All right. And as for the judgments, they have not known them, man. Okay. So now the Lord has shown mercy, all right, towards the men out of the nation of Israel. Okay. And through that, all right, the rest of the nation of Israel is going to benefit, man. All right. And how we know that? Because in the next life to come, okay, we're all going to be good, man. You know, we're going to be in the kingdom, all right? And we're no longer going to be underneath, all right, the thumb of the so-called white man, okay?
Second Ezra 6 and 28. As for faith, it shall flourish.
Right, so now faith is flourishing, man, okay? And it's flourishing through the men that you see today, man. That's wholeheartedly holding fast to this word, man, okay? Because there was a point in time where faith, all right, wasn't here, man, you know? Faith, you know, it wasn't thought of, man, when it comes to this truth, okay? Why? Because it was a certain point in time where the Lord cut us off from it, man. He cut us off from the knowledge, okay? But now we're getting it back, man. Now it's a time when now YAHAWASHI is now opening up the truth towards us, okay? Opening up the light, okay? See, now light is being brought back into the world, man, okay? And now since that light is now brought back into the world, okay, now we're seeing, you know, what's around us, man. You know, the light now is exposing, all right, the minds of these people, man. All right, and even the minds of the super rich, okay, these Edomites, man. All right, and it's showing you their wickedness, man. Okay, it's shining a spotlight, all right, in this kingdom, man. Okay, that's why the scriptures say he will search Jerusalem with candles, okay, and them that settle on their lease, all right. So that's what the Lord's doing now. Those candles, all right, are now being spread throughout the four corners of the earth, all right, and the Lord is searching, man. He's searching for ones that's worshiping him in spirit and in truth, okay? You got
He says, corruption shall be overcome, and the truth, which have been so long without fruit, shall be declared.
Right, so now the truth, all right, which has been so long without fruit is now being declared, man, okay? See, now truth is springing forth, man. Okay, and like the scriptures say, it was so long without fruit, man. Okay, you know, for a certain amount of time, you know, we didn't have it, man, but now we have it. Okay, so now truth is flourishing now, man. All right, which is overcoming all the lies and deceits over the years, man. Okay, so now we know, you know, who we are. Okay, now we know our nationality, man. All right, and now we know what's to come down in the future. All right, in the near future and what's to come, man. Okay, we have now been exposed to the future, man, to what's about to happen, okay? Because the Lord has given us the insight, all right, on what's to come, man, okay? And the Lord has always done that, man, okay? He's shown in the ancient world, he always shows men, all right, what's to come, man, all right? The men that trusted him, the men that believed in him, okay? And it makes it no different today, man, okay? Those same men, all right, which, by the way, you know, scriptures speak about reincarnation, okay? That's in the Bible, all right? Guess what? They're back again today doing the same thing, man. Being exposed to the same light and the same truth, man, and the same word. Okay?
This is the book of Proverbs 22 and verse 3. A prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself.
Right, man. And it says a prudent man, okay? A wise man, all right? Foresee the evil, what does he do? He hide himself, man. Okay? That's what a wise man would do, man. Okay? And it's common sense. If you see danger, all right, you see a tsunami or a tornado coming, all right, or a hurricane, what are you gonna do? You're gonna hide yourself, man. You know, you see a storm coming, you're gonna find shelter. Okay? So when it comes to what's going on around the world, guess what? We found shelter in this, man. Okay? We found shelter in this truth. This is our hiding place, man. Okay? And we're being hid from the storm that's coming. It's going to be that storm of those plagues, man. Okay? And a part of that's going to be Esau, Edom, bringing down that sword, man. All right?
It says, but the simple pass on and are punished.
Right, but the simple, all right, pass on and are punished, man. All right, the simple, all right, represents the ones who reject the truth, man. All right, the ones that reject, you know, the prophecies, man. Okay, and that's what it boils down to, man. Okay, and really it boils down to whether you believe in YAHAWASHI or not, because YAHAWASHI represents prophecy, man. All right, all throughout his career, all right, and he was teaching, he was prophesying, man. Okay, and he was and even a part of that was prophesying about this time today, man. Okay, so when you're coming against prophecy, all right, you're really coming against YAHAWASHI, man.
Was that up?
Oh yeah, this image right here. Yep, according to the Bible. Yep. But, yeah, we didn't get out.
Going again, Proverbs 22 and verse 3. A prudent man foreseeth the evil and hide himself, but the simple pass on and are punished.
Right. So again, the simple pass on and are punished, man. Okay. And it only takes one that's simple, and really, man, and really the reason why is because they're fixated on the things concerning the world, man. You know, they don't want to leave behind, you know, their positions that they worked for years and years on end. You know, everything that they worked up towards, you know, and that's the mindset of the majority of our people, man. You know, they spent so many years, you know, trying to get to a certain level to be told, hey, you know, this place by the end, man. You know, they don't want to leave off all of that, man. You know, because they feel some type of way, man. We tell them that, man. Okay. So that's why when we tell them this, you know, they're gonna, of course, they're gonna, try to, you know, come up with some sort of excuse, all right, and still be locked into Babylon the Great, man, all right, and still take sips from that Babylonian cup, man, all right, and be drunk with it, man, okay, not knowing that everything is about to be destroyed, man. Everything they worked up towards is gonna be turned to dust, all right, and smell of smoke, man, okay. Everything that you labored for all these years is going to be destroyed within 1 hour, okay? And that we always bring up, man. Especially these higher ups, the super rich, all right, these so-called elites, all right, the nation of Edom, all right, they spend years and years on end, all the way up to their old and decrepit, all right, to receive their New World Order agenda, man, all right? But guess what? All that's going to be destroyed in a matter of an hour, man, all right? All these years, man, from the 1700s all the way up till now, okay? All that's going to be destroyed in the blink of an eye, man, okay? So that's why it's a foolish thing, okay, to, like I just read, all right, it's a foolish thing to pass by these prophecies, man, okay? But guess what? You're going to be overtaken in that day, man, all right? And guess what? You're going to be seeking after those answers, man. You're going to be seeking after some sort of covering and some sort of protection in that day, man. And you're not going to find anything in that day, man. All right, you're even going to be seeking the man of the Lord in that day. All right, but guess what? You're not going to be able to find us anywhere, man. This easy access to this word now is not going to be readily available for you, man. Pursuant to Amos chapter 8, verse 11. All right, is that on that up? Yes.
Yeah, this is 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 9. But ye are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood.
Right, so we are a chosen generation, man. All right, the Lord YAHAWAH all right, has chosen us to be a special people unto Him, man. Pursuant to Deuteronomy 7 and 6, man. Okay, we are a special people unto the Lord, man. So here it is, you got our people trying to share that same glory with all these other nations, man. All right, when the Lord YAHAWAH Himself did not choose these other nations, man. Okay, He chose you. All right, so who are you to say, you know, you on the same level as these other nations, man? Especially Esau, man, who is the basis of all men. You know, who are you to speak up against YAHAWAH? That's what you're really doing, man. Okay, when the Lord said that you are a special people unto Himself, but when you say otherwise, you're really going against Him, man. All right, really going against the Most High, YAHAWASHI, when you make those kinds of claims, man. Okay? So that's why the ones that do make those claims, hey, you know, the Lord said, okay, you want to be on the same footing? All right, you be on the same footing then. Guess what? By that same token, you're going to receive the same judgment. All right? And that's why 2/3 of our people are going to receive that judgment, man. All right?
It says,
I mean, admit, because basically you decline in your ways. You basically dumbing down yourself to basically enjoy yourself in this place, man. Because again, it's not like this place, America, is high in morals or high in integrity. No, you actually cleaving into America. That means you are lowering your standards, man, in order to be comfortable. You know, which is going to lead to your death. You know,
that's it, man. That's the thing about Jake, man. You know, they rather much, you know, because the thing is that they can't see themselves in the seat of power, man. Because our people have been downtrodden for so long. Okay, you know, they've been downtrodden for so long they can't even see themselves as being seated on the throne, man. You know, but no, man, the Lord now is putting that off now, man. All right, by way of the men of the Lord, all right, which again are the hope elect. Okay.
you know, it says, "And holy nation, a peculiar people."
Right, a peculiar people, man. Okay. Well, I mean, why does it say we're a peculiar people? Because we stand out amongst all the nations, man. All right. That's what scriptures say. Amongst the trees, he couldn't hide himself. All right. Talking about Adam, right? But that represents that chosen line, though. Okay. And that chosen line, which now today is Israel. Okay. We stand out amongst these other trees, man. We stand out amongst these other nations, man. Okay. So that's why we're known as a peculiar people. And that word peculiar means special, all right, or strange. Okay. And again, that's because we are YAHAWASHI, which means he is the prince of the power, man. Okay. That's why we're a peculiar people, man. Okay, because we are the prince of the power, man. All right. We excel. Okay, and that's why YAHAWASHI is going to bring us back to that form of glory, man. Okay?
It says that ye should show forth the praise of him who hath called you out of darkness.
Right, so that's the purpose, to show forth the praise of YAHAWASHI, man. Because in history, it shows you that, man. When we were escaped out of the land of Egypt, all right, the YAHAWASHI was Noah's the bride, man. The fame of the Lord was published throughout the four corners of the earth, man. All right? So in the other nations heard about the fame of YAHAWASHI, how he delivered us out of the land of Egypt, man. Okay? So, and guess what? That's going to happen once again, man. Okay? When we're delivered out of Babylon, out of America, all right, guess what? The people are going to know that YAHAWASHI is the one that did this, man. He's the one that brought this destruction. Okay? And he's the one that delivered his people, man. Okay, the other nations are gonna know, man, because this is gonna be televised, man. This is gonna be published. Okay, and they're gonna witness the deliverance of the nation of Israel, man. Okay, and guess what? They're gonna be fearing and trembling in that day, man. Okay, because guess what? It was a time when we escaped out of the land of Egypt, ancient Egypt. Okay, and the nations feared, man. Okay, they feared us because we had power on our side, man. Okay, YAHAWASHI was working with us. And that's why the other nations didn't want to mess with us, man. Okay? And guess what? The same thing is going to happen again in the new Egypt. All right? Because see, in this new Egypt, when we're delivered, all right, the other nations, they're going to be fearing that day, man. Okay? They're going to be fearing YAHAWASHI and his people, man. Okay?
A little bit more. It says, who hath called you out of darkness into his marvelous light.
Right. So now the Lord is calling us out of the darkness to his light, man. Okay? And that darkness, again, like I said, all right, that darkness is here in Babylon the Great, man. Okay? And also other parts of the world as well, because Esau Edom has his foothold around every place that you can think of, man. Okay? So that's why now, all right, there's little pockets of light throughout the four corners of the earth, man. All right? To where now the elect is coming into that light. Okay? It's like being lost at sea, man. Okay? When you lost at sea, you looking for that light, man. All right, you looking for the shore to get to safety, man, and that's what the elect is looking for, man. All right, the elect is looking for that safety. They're looking for that searchlight to get them back to land, man. Okay, and get them out of that hell of a storm, man. All right. One more.
It says, verse 10, 1 Peter 2:10, which in time past were not a people, but are now the people of the Most High.
Right. So we were before we weren't the people, man. Okay. And when I say that, I'm talking about we were labeled or with all kinds of bywords, man. All right. First, you was known as what? Coloreds. Okay. And then afterwards, you were called Afro-American, Negroes, blacks. You know, the whole nine, man. Okay. But now we are called a people once again, man, because those different bywords, you weren't that's not a nationality, man. Okay. Being called, blacks, that's not a nationality, man. That's a color, man. All right. Being called Afro-Americans, you being called a double Edomite, man. All right.
That's part of you being in the dark.
Yeah, that's it. Hey, that's it, huh? That's a part of being in the dark, man. All right. When you in the dark, that's included. You don't know who you are. You know, you can't see yourself in the dark. You know what I mean?
You don't know what's going on. Because if you in the dark and something biting at you, all you can do is swipe. You might listen to all you do is swipe it, but you cannot identify the problem, man. But like the brother just pulled out, we came into this marvelous light. Now we can identify the problem. And one of those problems you identify with the so-called white people, you know.
Continuing on, it says, which had not obtained mercy, but now have obtained mercy.
Right. So now we obtain mercy, which is through YAHAWASHI. Okay? Because we have accepted YAHAWASHI as our Lord and Savior, man. All right? And what comes with that is knowing the name, man. All right? You're not gonna find salvation in Christos, man. Okay? Or the J-man. Okay? You're not gonna find salvation in that. Why? Because Jake, even through that, you see even today, man. All right? Jake gets messed up, man. Okay? And that's not gonna deliver you, man. Especially in the time to come. Okay? But guess what? Our people are gonna be trying to, like I said earlier, they're gonna be looking for some sort of refuge, man. All right, and you're not gonna find it in these churches, man. Okay, but no, the ones that trusted in YAHAWASHI, all right, the Lord's gonna set forth His men, all right, as that refuge. Okay, because what the scripture says, it says it's gonna make a man more precious than gold. All right, so guess what? In that time to come, all right, we're gonna be made precious in that day, man. All right, they're gonna be seeking to be underneath the men of the Lord, man. Okay. At that time, the Lord's not going to hear them, man. Pursuant to Proverbs 1st chapter. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Hey, go word for the storm, man. Actually, go ahead and get it real quick.
No, that's it.
Okay, yeah, get that real quick.
Yeah, St. John 12:28 says, Father, glorify thy name. Then came there a voice from heaven saying, I have both glorified it and will glorify it again.
That's it. Yeah. So the Lord said that He glorified the name already, all right, back in the ancient world, right? It was delivered out of the land of Egypt, these different calamities, okay? The Lord saved us from some situations, all right? But guess what? The Lord is going to glorify it again, man, okay? And how is He going to glorify it again? He's going to glorify it again by way of bringing us up out of the North Kingdom, all right? Which is America, man, all right? Out of this new captivity that we're under, man, okay? Now, that's how the Lord is going to be glorified, man. All right? Because guess what? There's only a certain remnant that's glorifying the Lord, YAHAWASHI now, man. Okay? But it's going to get to a point in time to where all the earth is going to be looking towards YAHAWASHI, man. Okay? All the earth is going to reverence the Lord, man. Okay? Because of His great works. That's how the Lord get His fame, man. Okay? He get His fame by way of dealing judgment, man. Okay? And He's always done that, man. And that shows you the power of YAHAWASHI, man. Okay? When He makes certain things happen, that's how He's glorified. Okay? Even right now. Okay? With the men of the Lord that you see today, He's now being glorified, man. Okay? Through His men. Okay? Let's do it out.
Okay. Isaiah 32 and 2. A man shall be as a hiding place from the wind.
That's right. So it said a man shall be a hiding place from the wind, man. Okay? So now we're about to come into that time to where a man is going to be made that hiding place, man. Okay? Long gone are the days where you have, people saying that they can handle themselves, man. Or they're saying they don't need no man. Oh man, in that time you're going to be looking for a man to be under in that day, man. Okay? you're going to be seeking the man of the Lord in that day, man. That old tired dance song and dance feminism is going to be thrown out the window, man. Right. All right, being strong and independent, that's not going to work in that day, man. Let's see how strong and independent you are when the troops coming down the street, man. Ooh. All right, and they're banging down your doors, man. All right, with an M16 to your skull, man. All right, and we'll see how much of strong and independent that you are, man, when that time comes. Okay, you're going to be seeking the man of the Lord in that day, man. Okay, to be protected. Okay, and what, like I just read, it says a man going to be a high place from the wind. And what are those winds? That wind is talking about those calamities, man. Those plagues. All right, and really the sword, man. Okay, because Esau Edom, he's not playing, man. All right, we're getting close to the time where this man's gonna have to bring out all the stops, man. You look at what's happening around the world, right? All right, you see what the next coming wars around the corner. All right, you know the Russians, they're ready, man. Putin ain't bluffing. Okay, he's ready to throw down, man. All right, and you know America right now is still tiptoeing around, man. You know, but this man, you know, he's getting ready, man. All right. So that lets you know it's only a matter of time before that sword's being brought down, man. And then what you gonna do, man? All right. What you gonna do in that day when those troops are marching down your streets, man? All right. And the whole nine, man. Even during that time, that same time, all right. Famine's gonna be in place, man. All right. Famines, all right. You know, basically the plagues, it's gonna be in full effect, man. Okay. Yeah, all that's gonna be in effect, man. Okay, and then what you gonna do, man? Who you gonna seek after, man? All right, all this playing around that you've been doing, okay? You know, basically putting far off the evil day, okay, and putting far off the day of the Lord returning. Okay, what are you gonna do, man? The Lord says He's gonna return as a thief in the night, okay? When you least expect it, man. A thief, when he comes in the nighttime, he comes when you least expect it, man. Okay, in a time when you're not even aware. All right. So when that time comes, you know, you're going to be caught. You know, you're going to be caught with your pants down, so to speak, man. All right. Yep. Get that real quick.
It's 1 Thessalonians 5 verse 3. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction comes upon them.
Right. So it said when peace and safety, or when they say peace and safety, then sudden destruction is going to come upon them, man. All right. So when they say peace and safety, it's saying, you know, everything's going to be good. You know. We still got it, all right? Then guess what? All calamities are spoken about within the scriptures going to come to pass in that same hour, man, all right? And that's why the scriptures speak about it in Revelation chapter 3, verse 10 being the hour of temptation, man, okay? That's what's going to catch you unawares, man, all right?
As travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape.
That's right, man. So when that woman, all right, is in travail with child, there's nothing she can do, man, you know? And guess what? It's sudden. All right, when she go in travail, when she go in labor, all right, you know, when the water breaks, that's an unexpected event, man. You know, you don't expect, you know, the water to break, you know, within the next hour or the day, 2 days from now, or a week. Okay, once it breaks, there's nothing you can do, man. All right, at that point, you know, the child has to be delivered, man. Okay, so guess what? It's going to be in this time of the day, man. All right, because those wars are going to break forth, man. All right, and guess what? That child's going to have to be brought forth, man. Okay? In which now in this time when all hell breaks loose, it's gonna be sudden, man. All right?
Going back, Isaiah 32:2, it says, and a man shall be as an hiding place from the wind.
Right. So a man's gonna be a hiding place from the wind, man. Okay? Which again, those winds represent those calamities, man. All right? What's coming down the pipeline for Jake, man. Okay?
It says, and a cover from the tempest, as rivers of water in a dry place, as the shadow of a great rock in a weary land.
Yeah, that's right. A covering, man. All right? So that day, the man of the Lord is going to be that covering that day, man. Okay? And being a cover from the heat. Okay? And that shelter. Okay? Because the Lord is going to make sure that we receive the power, man. Because we're going to need that, man. All right? What Jacob's going to do, you know, against a device that's able to melt you, able to cook you like a microwave, man. You know? And this man, I'm telling you, man, Esau, he had weapons that you ain't even seen yet, right? He doesn't make it public, okay? He has different gadgets and devices that he has for warfare, man.
Okay. When they say, dude, your weapons up in the sky and in the satellites, they can just actually push a button. Yeah. They can send down a laser beam.
Yeah, that remind me of I know you heard of Halo.
Yeah.
No, I think it's Gears of War.
Okay.
Hammer done.
201 motherfuckers come down.
Yeah. When they point the laser at something.
Yeah.
And then the laser come down. Yeah. They got that, man. Where do you think they got that idea from, man?
It's gold in that.
Yeah, hey, that's
gold.
Yeah, man. So yeah, they can do disintegrate you. All right. So what's a M9 gonna do against that, man? You know, what's a 9mm or Glock gonna do against what Esau got?
AK-47.
Yeah, man. How you think that's gonna protect you in that day, man? That's why we get on these other camps that push that, man. You know, being stocked up with weapons and fatigues, you know, combat boots, man. You think you got a standing army going against Esau Edom, man? That's nothing, man. All right, Esau Edom can make you disappear in 5 minutes, man.
It's Psalms 44 in verse 6. For I will not trust in my bow, neither shall my sword save me.
That's right. So we don't trust in our bow and our sword, man. All right? We don't trust in any of that because we know that you're really going up against a man whose blessing is the sword, man. All right? He's been given the blessing of the sword, all right, and to use that sword. Okay? And guess what? Not only that, spirit. Not only that, it tells you right in Ezekiel, all right? It says that he's sharpening that sword, all right? That is furbished. Okay? So again, what do you think that your modern day, pistol is gonna do against that, man? You know? What's it gonna do against Esau's army and what he's got? You know, the one who has blessing of the sword, man. Okay? Is able to mow down millions of people in a second. All right? You know, he has dominion over the air with his aircraft, right? You think he's not able to send down a bomb, all right, or an airstrike in your neighborhood, all right? He can do that, man. All right? So what are you gonna do against that, man? All right?
Hey, Salaki, you can set up that COINTELPRO and just have somebody infiltrate and tell where all your ammo is at for the purpose of, infiltrating your group and then tell them spying it out, tell them where all your shit is at. And then you relied on all those guns and that ammo for what? Only to be found out. Esau knows where the Russians keep their stash their weapons. You know, they got little drones that go over St. Petersburg and they map out where the UAVs are. They tell you where the silos, where the S-300s, the anti-ballistic missiles are. They tell you where everything is. And so if they mapped out somebody from miles, countries, continents away, what make you think here in America you got any type of you got pulled in Esau's backyard? Y'all forgot where you at. Every street you on is got an Edomite name on it. Your internet connection tell on you. As long as you logged in, man, let's be honest. As long as you logged in and you got an IP, they know where you at all the time. They turn on your mic, they don't never turn it off. You turn it off. They don't turn it off. They got you figured out.
All they got to do is send a code. All right? Send a code, and those devils, man, they can do anything with this technology today, man. Even though you think you might be okay, with everything, you might disable, something or whatever, No, man. All that's, they can manage it through the B system, man.
Private IP, private IP. You know what I'm saying? Even going into the private browser, he's still running all that different information off the satellite. Off a click of a button, this devil, he can know your age and number and everything. The last 5 recent Google searches. That's why even if you do like autocorrect, it finish your sentences for you. So this devil actually knows you.
They know your code. They know your MasterCard, your Visa, and all your bank account information. Look how they did Kanye. They shut his bank down. They told him you can't bank here. What you gonna do when you don't got no funds? Because they say a war is won by the stomachs. That's how a war is won, or a war is lost by a stomach. Meaning, as long as you can't feed the men, you lost the war. And so you know you might have all these resources, and then Esau just cut that off for you. He could cut off your signal, just your signal for your phone. That's it. Or cut off, EMP, small little EMP. They got an EMP style. It doesn't detonate, but it's just a receiver with a radio. It's like a radio antenna. And you put it in an area, they can park a car right in front of your house. You ain't got no signal for weeks. You don't understand why. So I got too much technology, man.
This is the book of Psalms 64 and 6. They search out, and matter of fact, we start at verse 5. Psalm 64 and 5. It says they encourage themselves in the evil matter. They commune of lying snares privily.
Right, that's the high elves of Edom, man. Right, that's your super rich, man. The ones that you rarely hear about. Okay, you don't hear anything in the news about the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, the super rich, right? The so-called elites. You don't hear anything in the news about them, man. All right, why is that? Because they're a part of this conglomerate, all right, of devils, all right, that conspire against the nation of Israel. That's what it is at the end of the day, man. Okay, they are searching to destroy you. All right, you so-called Negro Hispanics and Native Americans, this devil is looking to end your life, man, end your generation. Okay, why? Because he knows that we are the chosen people, man. He knows that we are the Lord's people. Okay, and that there is a kingdom that's prepared for us. Okay, and that's why he's trying tooth and nail, all right, to make sure that our people are destroyed, man. Okay, because he knows that we have the blessing, man. He knows that the Lord bless us with the kingdom, man. Okay. And he wants that for himself. So that's why he's trying hard to get rid of us, man. Takes us out, man. And Jake thinks it's a joke when we say that, man. No, man. Look at the media. What do you think the reason why all this chaos, all right, is pushed towards our people, man? Immorality, all right. We try to make our people out as the menace to society, man. When he's the real menace, okay. And we know he's the real menace because he's the one that instigated everything that's around us, man. All right, even wars. Okay, you don't think this next coming war is instigated? All right, you don't think there's nothing going on behind the scenes? All right, no, man. This man, all right, has everything down to a science, man. Okay, even you. All right, so that's why I made mention earlier. All right, about you start trying to stock up some type of weaponry or ammo. All right, no, man. He knows what you're trying to do, man. All right, you're not hiding anything from this devil, man. All right. He knows what you're doing. He knows what you're up to, man. All right.
He sold it to you.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. He sold you your drugs that you got rich off of. He sold you your weapons that you use against each other. He sold you the idea that you don't belong to nobody. You're just a former slave, and that's all you ever be. That's all you was. Right? He sold you into. That's how he made his money. He sold the tribes into slavery. Right? And then he created emancipation. Now you think you free. And he sold you that out there, that you free. Well, I'm free now, right? And then all he did was emancipate, which means transfer power from one to another. Now you're a product of the state.
That's lucky. Ask Kanye, is he free? He'll tell you how much he's free. The richest man, what he said, the richest black man. Right, but they cut him off. But you ask about Bernie Madoff. He committed to a whole bunch of crimes. Jeffrey Epstein. Hey, Chase didn't cut them banks off. Find out who you can speak against, who you can't. We see who run the shit.
Yeah, that's it, man. All right, that's how you really know who's ruling the world, man. All right, if you can't speak about a certain family or people, all right, you know who rules the world, man. And that's why they came down on Kanye, man. All right, because hey. He spilled the beans, man.
Hey, and all the things that he brought out, the last thing, you had to find out that it was a raw video that they didn't put up on the interview. Where he said he believes that the African Americans of the tribe of Judah or the nation of Israel, basically the Jews, the real Jews, they ain't put that up there when they say anti-Semitic. But if you claiming that the people are the real Jews, that's pro-Semitic. Show me somebody that's pro-Semitic. The Israelites, we pro-Semitic, man. We for the Semitic people. Hey, man, they try to flip it around so much, and now you can see, like the brother just mentioned, the Voltaire quote: "Whoever you can't offend, that's who rules the world." This been going on for years, man. All right, and they got this woman, Jamie Lee Curtis, and she on the news crying. And all I thought about was my ancestors.
She's an actress.
They bring it, yeah, and she's a known actress. And then we want to get into what you mean? How exactly does this Holocaust work out? You can't even say that. In Germany right now, it's a law against if you a Holocaust denier, you go to jail. They don't play around with that, man. That's how much they usurped authority over there back in that land that they came from in the first place. And if you was over in that land in the first place, you committed, and these acts happened to you, why the fuck would you go all the way to the Middle East and start a war with them? What they had, that's what Gamal Nasser said. What did these people have to do with it? Y'all started a war with Egypt and everybody in the area. To this day, you locking down Palestine and bombing them people over there. But they heathens anyway. But the point is, the matter is, you causing the same type of, this whole, what you call it, apartheid over there, man. If you can't even bring a flotilla device with, a boat with food and water for these people without them sinking.
Blockades.
Yeah, the blockade, they sieging that place, man. And every other day, you know what they doing? They taking back land. That's why there's always going to be war over there. And we say, YAHAWASHI for that, man. It's all going to culminate into this Third World War. It's going to be over in that land, too. Valley of Jehoshaphat. Y'all got it.
Because just going back to Esau, St. John 10:10. The thief cometh not, but for to steal and to kill and to destroy.
And here they go lying about who stole what. Who stole the Negroes, man? That's the main question we want to know.
Right.
Everybody walking around here like, it's 2020, yeah, 2022. People walking around here as if this thing never happened, man.
It's old news.
Old news, get over it.
They forget about it.
You thought we'd be over it by now, man. That's not the spirit that's on us, man. Instead, we're going to bring it out. We want to remember. Never forget. That's what y'all say about 9/11. In the Holocaust, right? Why she ain't forget that? When she brought that up, I'm thinking about my grandma. Did you go through it? That's what they'll tell us. We don't see no slaves today. You've never been enslaved. So why the hell she get any right to be on the news talking about the Holocaust, man? That was the past, man. What about the future? I'll tell you how I look in the modern day. Modern day, you go over there in Brooklyn and mess with any of them Amalekites, you going to jail for a long time if you sneeze in their direction, man. Right? And you know what they doing? Modern day, what are they doing? Why don't they talk about how they giving them babies herpes over there because they still sucking the foreskin off? Letting the herpes-infested rabbi suck the foreskin off of they child penises, man. Talking about as part of the Torah. You know? These people is rat bastards, man. You trying to protect them? By what? For what? Every man to his own. Right? There it is. They got their hand in every single media outlet from head all the way to across the world, including YouTube. And the moment you say and the things that people saying them about them, they not even all terrible. They saying they rich, they got it like that. Kanye said, "I want to be like the Jews." He said, "I'd rather my kids learn Hanukkah," which is it's a spirit. I'd rather my kids learn Hanukkah than what's that other holiday? No, the other Kwanzaa. He said, "Ain't no. At least with Hanukkah, you get some financial." That's what they say. He was anti-Semitic. I think that was, you know what I'm saying? He got a sense of humor, man. But you know who don't have a sense of humor? Amalek. Which is why man, I've been around these people. They don't have no adaptability. Even Edomites look at them like they crazy and weird. Because that's the truth. Go ahead. The scriptures say the thief cometh not but for to steal, to kill, and to destroy. That's how you can identify who he is. He stole us from the west coast of Africa, man. And then stole our heritage. How about that? More importantly, what he didn't get back was your inheritance. With your inheritance comes your intellect. With knowing who you are comes your intellect. This is how you be able to adapt in this world, through intellect.
Revelation 2:9, I know thy works and tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich.
The real Jews identify as rich. Rich with wisdom. Rich with understanding. Rich with knowledge of the Bible. See, with the Bible, once you understand the scriptures, you'll be able to make it through anything in this world, man. You could deal with any challenges that face you in this world solely off of what you learn through the scriptures. You can't say that about any institution, any other knowledge or doctrine of thought, any other philosophy out there. You can't say that you will know precisely how the future is going to end up before it even happens. You can't attribute that to any other book. But here it is. We rich now.
Yeah. That's why that's the supreme knowledge. You know, this is a knowledge and wisdom that's coming directly from the Creator of the heavens and the earth, man. You know, you can't get any higher than that, man. You know, and that's why now, if you go throughout the scriptures, yeah, you can beat any challenge, like I just said, you can beat any challenge out there, man. Because you literally have YAHAWASHI on your side, man. You know, yeah, that's it. Yeah, the Lord is on our side, man. Okay, because we're locked into His word, man. All right, that's why YAHAWASHI is known as the word. Okay, so when you take that to yourself, that's your protection. That's your cloak. All right, you're protected from the wiles of the devil, man. All right, like the scriptures say, man. All right.
Continue on, it says, and I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan.
Right, man. The ones that say they are Jews and are not, man. Okay, so the scripture itself is calling them out, man. Right. All right. Now there's another one. Revelation 3:9 said the same thing, man. You know, the ones that claim to be the people of the Lord when they're not, man. And it's clear that they aren't, man. All right. When you see them, man, when they come to the laws of the Bible, man, they're anti, man. Right? It's weird. It's strange to them, man. All right. And when you look at them as well, man, it's weird. You know, they have no flavor, no salt. You know, how can these be the people of the Lord, man? They ain't with them. You know, when it comes to even when you go into the curses, man, did they go into captivity? Did they go into captivity as a nation
on ships?
Yeah, on ships. Yeah. Yeah, did they go through all being called bywords and proverbs? All right. Did their women become harlot in the streets? You know, did they go through their children being taken away from them? All right. Did they go through all that? Hell no, man.
They don't even believe in the Messiah.
Yeah, man.
They anti-Messiah.
Yeah, so they even divide against themselves, man. Yeah. You know, because you got you got the ones that don't believe in the Messiah, and then you even got ones that they call themselves Messianic Jews.
Yeah, you got Zionism, like these.
Yeah. So they divided, man. The scripture tell you a house divided against itself is not going to stand, man. All right, and YAHAWASHI even called them out. He said, "If Satan be divided against himself, his house can't stand, man." All right, and we just read right. Actually, Revelation 3:9 just quoted right. It said the same thing. It said He would make them as a synagogue of Satan. All right. So now you know, all right, who these people really are, man. All right.
God, this is the book of Wisdom of Solomon 2 in verse 16. We are esteemed of him as counterfeits. He abstaineth from our ways as from filthiness.
Right, man. Hey, and they are, man. All right. Now, why they know it's counterfeit, man? Why? Because they claim to be something that they're not, man. Okay. You claim to be the people of the Lord, but you're not acting the part, man. Okay, it's one thing to say something; it's another thing to actually do it. You know, and their work show that they're not those people, man. Okay, because if they were, then we wouldn't even have wars. Okay, why is a constant conflict going on over in the land of Israel, man, between them and Palestine, man? All right, and why is there so much conflict going on and so much war, man?
It has been ever since.
Yeah. Ever since 1948, you've been at war, man. So how can you be the people of the Lord, man?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, the scripture say you see no more war.
Yeah.
And all the nations shall come to you.
Exactly. Yeah. And flow in. Yeah. You know, with the riches and everything.
The forces of the Gentiles.
Yeah, man. So why, even to this very day, and they let you know that you're not those people, man. Why? Because you're still at war, man. All right? The kingdom is not here yet, man. All right? When the Lord returns, then it's going to be no more war, man. All right? Because if you claim to be those people, where the Lord at, man? Where's the Lord of the Bible? Where's YAHAWASHI, man? Who you call Jesus, man?
And how y'all doing business? How y'all doing business with America, which is Mystery Babylon? In America, you know the things that America do. You know America is upholding LGBT every single day. But y'all will take billions of dollars. The truth is, America gives billions of dollars to the state of Israel. The state of Israel is a welfare state. Where in the scriptures did you have to become a welfare state? By a nation that continues to do wicked, and then claim that y'all are buddies. How do you partner with a wicked and evil nation such as America? Because it's counterfeit. And then you run America. Come to find out, all these evil movies and this wickedness that's being pushed and promoted on TV, it's all ran by so-called Jewish media establishments. They said all the media outlets go back to 6 companies, all ran by so-called Jewish men. Right? Yeah, and that's their number. That's their favorite number. That's 6. Right? And then, yeah, and come to find out Messiah was behind 9/11. Look, man, you can fool some of the people some of the time. You can't fool all the people all the time. And the Lord said, that's scriptural, because the Lord said, all the things that are hidden shall be revealed. And how the things that Esau searched out. That's what he's all about, hiding information, hidden things. Right in your, and they think it's funny when you can't see it, because they hide it right in your face, and they laugh at you because you can't see it. But when you identify who Satan is, then he calls you an anti-Semite, and you gotta go back to sleep again. Which way would you rather have it?
Yeah, but here it is, man. They just say you're anti-Semitic, right? But what does Semitic go back to? They go back to Shem, you know. So really, how can you say that, man? Because the ones that came out of Shem, those are Shemites, man. Right, all right. So I can be anti-Semitic, man. You know. So, yeah, because even Esau, you came out of Shem, man. That's right. All right. Who else? Moab, Ammon. All right, so-called Chinese, Japanese, they came out of Shem, man. They're Semitic, man. You're gonna say that if somebody, hey, man.
It's a good confusion.
Yeah, man.
But they got that. See, they got the masses of people, but the Lord only dealing with the remnant anyway. See, I ain't gonna go ahead with your position.
I got the word counterfeit. Just what's called counterfeit. The word for counterfeit. It says made in imitation of something else with intent to deceive.
Right, with the intent to deceive. Okay? So yeah, that suffix ish. All right? So basically you're trying to duplicate something but under the guise of deceit, man. All right? Basically you're saying that you're something, all right, deceiving the people, all right, when you're something completely different, man. That's why they are indeed esteemed as counterfeits, man. Okay? Because you're trying to put on, all right, being a nation of Israel when you're not, man. Okay? Because you say that you're Jews, right? Where's the rest of the tribes? You know, where's the northern kingdom? Where's Gad? You know, where's Reuben? All right? You know, where's Ephraim? You know? Naphtali. Where's Manasseh at, man? You know? Yeah, where's the rest of the tribes? You know? Since you claim to be the people, right? Because if you are the people and you're in your land already, then the other tribe's supposed to be there. So where the other tribes at, man? Right. You know? Right. So that lets you know, man, hey,
it's the Ark of the Covenant.
That's it, man.
Cool.
Go back to these Wisdom of Solomon 2, verse 16 again. We are esteemed of him as counterfeit. He abstained from our ways as from filthy.
Right, man. And their ways are filthy, man. Hey, by example with you know, with their practices, man, those rabbis, man. All right? I'm not even gonna mention it, man, because that should turn your stomach.
There's another practice they do. They have sex through white sheets. Yeah. So they cut a hole in the sheet and they put their rod through it, and that's how they have sex. All right? Now imagine that.
Jake like get there.
Come on, man.
You can't even get down like it. Be real.
God damn.
Why would the Lord endow Israel when, I mean, the real Jews or a heathen nation at that, right? With more endowment than y'all, man, right? Because that would make a man envious. And that's really where a lot of that envy come from, man. That's why they used to cut that off. After they lynchings, they would cut it off. Put it in a jar and keep it in the family. Call it family heirlooms, man. What was the infatuation with that? Come to find out that the ones that was the Lord said these are the bywords. They call you bywords and they hiss at you, right? So it makes more sense that the Lord's chosen people are the ones who the world hate right now. Before the YAHAWASHI get back, before the Messiah gets back, the world gotta hate us. The Lord said, if they hate you, just know they hated me first. So the ones that believe on the YAHAWASHI, we're gonna be hated amongst them, not loved and appreciated, right? When the scriptures talk about mystery and iniquity, there's a lot of mysteries of the scripture, including who the devil is, the mystery of iniquity. Who is the mysterious iniquity, man of iniquity? Who is that man? Is this the man? The scriptures say, is this the man? The nation shall, no. We say, that made the earth to tremble. But they narrowly look upon saying, is this the man? Because it was a mystery. But then eventually that'll be revealed. And it's being revealed now. But you can see that there's still a spiritual block that we ain't got no control over. We can point it out, show you exactly how the scriptures say when the Greeks came in, Maccabees said when the Greeks came in, evils multiplied. But that should let you know what kind of people these Edomites are. Linking them back to their forefathers, going all the way back to Cain, going all the way back to Esau and Cain. And Esau was created to be what? A devil on the earth that rules by his sword. Who that links up with?
Yeah, that's why we give the name Esau. You know, it means what? Ways and ways he. Okay? You know, that he ain't been given that name for no reason, man. You know? And he is following according exactly to what his name implies, man. You know? That's why he's been given a sword. So he can waste. All right? So he can waste everything away, including himself. All right? So that's why now when you see, you know, who actually fits that description, it's got to be the so-called white man. Okay? And we know that because of his deeds, man. Look at what he's done throughout history. Okay? Look what he's done to the planet Earth, man. All right? Look at the state of the planet Earth today and who's in rulership. And you see, you know, who's ruling, man. You know? That's why the earth right now is in disarray. Okay? Because the ones that are in rulership, all right, is wasted. Okay? He is the basis of all men, like the scriptures say, man. Right? And then out of that, all right, you got the worst nation that's ruling the planet Earth. Okay? But guess what? You got the worst of the worst of that nation. That's super rich, man. All right? They're the ones that are calling the shots.
Got all the gold, all the money, all the resources. That's why these wars happen, man. I'm gonna find out. This is where all these wars came from. All wars are bankrupt. They all lead back to the Rothschilds just trying to get rich and trying to dominate. That's the most profitable business in the world. War. It ain't what you thought it was. You got all these people talking about, well, we'll show you how to get rich, generation. When of them gonna say, talk about war? That's the most, right? Because you fund the war, and you funding both sides. For one, you could keep them at battle as long as they'll take out a loan. You could keep them fighting with each other. That loan gonna build up. That means when they can't pay that money off, this is what how the IMF works. When they can't pay that money off, okay, all right. I know what the hell. Yeah. And the IMF, the way they work, when the World Bank, they're gonna give people money over the price that they can afford to pay back. And then when they can't pay it back, they take all of their industries, like water, things like that, and then they privatize it, right? And so when war commences, what are they doing? They're taking two different sides and keeping them fighting. And whoever they decide to stop funding, that's who will lose the war. It's a decision on whoever they want to win the war. That's who they decide. And they stop funding. No more arms, no more money. You lose. So they can set up the war how they want to.
This is Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 15. Woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink, that putteth thy bottle to him, and maketh them drunken also.
Yeah, that's right. This devil, man, he put the bottle to his drink, man, and not just Jake, the rest of the nation too, man. Okay? You know, causing them to drink, saying, here, you know, drink it up, man. Drink it up. You know what I mean? You know, basically provoking you to, you know, continue to take down this wine, man. All right? And guess who's doing it? All right? The so-called white man Esau, man. Okay? You know, he's forcing this down your throat, man. You know, this democracy, you know, all these different edicts, you know, this Western way of living, this mentality.
Legislation.
Yeah, man. They're forcing it all down your throat, man.
Right.
All right? They're the ones that, you know, somebody put the bottle to you, you're not in control of that. You know what I mean? He's the one that gives it to you, say, hey, here you go.
Make it so.
You're a neighbor.
Yeah.
Make it.
Yeah.
And if you already drunk, the bartender's job is supposed to take the bottle away.
Yeah.
Esau gonna let you keep drinking. And the nations is guilty too. The scripture say the dogs lick the wound. So now the nations we just a big exploitation race to these people, man. Only thing you're supposed to do with our people on the sun, according to these other nations, is exploit us. That's why everything you buy, another country sold it to you. Yeah, you got so-called black businesses, but they won't even promote the mindset that it takes to keep them active. All right, right.
It says that thou mayest look upon their necklace.
Yeah, see, hey, that's it, man. That's the reason why, so that necklace be uncovered, man. You know, and really they're doing that, and then they try to attempt to go back to the Most High and say, look what your people are doing. All right, look at them killing themselves in the streets. You know,
our brother.
Yeah, look at them, and look at what they do in society. All right, even though they're the ones that give you the bottle, man, making you drunk. And then after the fact, they go back to the Most High, try to complain to him about you, even though you're the one that instigated it, man. You know, you did that, man. You caused this.
When you wake up, it's like I say, when you wake up to the bullshit, you know, they want to persecute you. They want to mortify you, which goes into embarrassment. This is what they want to do. We'll kill all the day long.
Yeah. And cause you to make great shame, man. All right? And that's why when it comes to our people, guess what? You don't see any other nation, you know, and their folly being on display. You know? It's always our people that's out, you know, you see them on social media, you know, you see them on YouTube, TikTok, doing the most, man. You know? You see them doing the craziest, you know, nonsense you can think of, man. And it really is they mainly push that they publish it from our people, man. You know, they put our following on display, right? The majority of our people's following on display, right? All right, but when it comes to them, like they don't want anything to do with it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, you ain't heard about the Jewish man that was eating kids. He was finding little other Jewish kids walking home from school, kidnapping them, cutting up their bodies, and they found all of their body parts in his freezer. But you ain't hear about that. There was a big search for all these kids, and then they come to find out it was one they own. That was the end of the story.
Yeah, but watch this. Watch how you rob a bank, you know, or rob some type of store.
5,000 times.
Yeah, you rob a store, and they put your face all throughout the headlines. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you trying to get bread and Pampers, and you all on the front page.
Meanwhile, they sacrificing kids, right? They're sacrificing babies, and that
right.
Yeah, they ain't pushed out. You know what I mean? You know, and we are by the example, right?
Yeah, R. Kelly versus Harvey Weinstein. Oprah best friend. Oprah made a whole thing on Michael Jackson. They made a whole thing on R. Kelly. You ain't heard nothing from Harvey Weinstein. What do you think that name represents? A Weinstein. You ain't going, right? Now they turning against the women that's, look, shut up. We're going to pay y'all off. Why? You see the game, man. I got something. It's Isaiah 24 and 4. The earth mourneth and fadeth away. The world languisheth and fadeth away. The hardy people of the earth do languish.
Right, and you see that today, man. Okay, the earth is languishing. All right, it's dying, man. Okay, it's dying. It's corroding, man. Everything you see around you is dying, man. Okay, the trees, the ecosystem, and certain animals are being extinct because of this, man. Okay, you know, you had these beautiful, animals that lived at one point, but now they're dead, man. Okay, and guess what? Even Esau was taking it a step further, right? He'll kill, a certain animal, right, on the brink of extinction, and take that animal and put it in their house as a trophy, saying, "I got this, man." You know what I mean? But that shows you the type of man that we have in rulership, man. All right, this shows you who you really dealing with, man. Okay, a man that'll go, all right, and make a certain section of life disappear, without a trace, and you don't hear anything about it. But yet everybody's saying that this kingdom's gonna continue forever, man.
The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof.
That's right, man. Even the earth is defiled, man. Under the inhabitants thereof, underneath this man. Okay, there's no place you can find that's clean in this society, man. You be hard pressed. You be hard pressed to find any sort of comfort and righteousness on the planet Earth, man. That's why, like I said earlier at the beginning, there's only certain pockets of light that you can find on the planet Earth, man. Yeah, that's the only place you can find. It's like,
where's that? On the corners. This is where the pockets of light is, man. They're even going after the Amazon. That's why the scriptures say, except those days be shortened, no flesh should be saved. All right, that could work from every direction. Whether you're talking about World War III, either you're talking about the cutting off the water droughts caused by oil spills and the decay of, the nutrients, the food, the nutrients in the food taken out. It's all caused by one man. You can lead it up back to Esau.
All roads go back to Esau.
All roads go back to Esau. You got that word for defile?
Because it's the word defile, Strong's H 2610. It says to corrupt, defile, greatly pollute.
Right, greatly pollute. Okay? So wherever you go, it's polluted, man. All right? The food is polluted. The air is polluted. All right? The woman is polluted. All right? Everything's polluted. Everything except your hands to is polluted, man. Okay? So there it is, man. So like I just read, okay? There's everywhere you go, the earth is languishing, man. Okay? So everything is defiled, man. Okay? So that's why now, it's a miracle. Okay? It is indeed a miracle that you found this truth right here, man. Okay? Because guess what? Anywhere else you go, you're not gonna be able to find the answers, man. Okay? I'm just gonna tell you like it is. Okay? Everywhere else you go, you're not gonna find answers in the church. Okay? You're not gonna find answers amongst the Muslims. All right? The 5%ers, okay? The ones that are in the Egyptology, you're not gonna find answers among them, man. Okay? They're not gonna give you the solution to the problem. Okay? Because this problem is deep rooted, man. It's not a thing just marching down the street with arms locked in. All right? No, it's gonna take a divine intervention, man. Okay? It's not gonna take you continuing to protest. Okay? No, the Lord's gonna have to intervene, man.
Right.
Okay? Because no matter what, what Esau's got, all right, and what he's pushing out, all right, it's gonna basically put to naught everything you try to do, man. All right, and that's why you have no choice but to turn to the Lord YAHAWASHI, man.
And vengeance is mine, save the Lord. So vengeance, that's recompense. That's payback for a wrong and an injury. All right, so things gotta be leveled back out. A level playing field, and at a level playing field, we superior because the Lord be with us. And this is Proverbs 1:20. Wisdom cried without. She uttered her voice in the streets.
Right, that's that pocket of light that we're talking about, man. Okay, that's the wisdom that's being crying out right now, man. Okay, and not just any wisdom, right? The wisdom of the supreme ruler, man, which is who? YAHAWASHI, man. Okay? The God of the Bible. That's where this wisdom is being published, man. Okay? That's the wisdom that's being pushed out throughout the four corners of the earth, man. Okay? And guess what? It says that wisdom is being cried out on the streets, man. Okay? This is where you will find it. Okay? You're not going to find it over in an enclosed, controlled environment, man. Where there's air conditioning, all right? A heater.
The Benz and the Beamer parked outside.
Yeah. Refreshments.
Hey, this is how the ancients did it, man. This is where you always talk about Plato and Aristotle. You're always mentioning these people. So where was Plato and Aristotle? You go back in a place called the Parthenon, if I'm not mistaken. Parthenon or something. All right? Another place was Areopagus or Mars Hill in the scriptures. That's where Paul went and met up with these great speakers and philosophers. This is where men had discourse outside, right? Where somebody can interject or throw something in from every angle, right? But more importantly, it wasn't just commoners. This is where wise men came to deliberately, intentionally have conversations about ways of life and you know, the heavens and things. And this is where Paul met them at, and he dealt with these men.
Same thing with YAHAWASHI. He was in the marketplaces, you know.
Yep.
That was during the time of the Romans, man. Yeah, he was dealing with them, man.
Right?
Yeah, it was. YAHAWASHI wasn't in an enclosed building, man. No, he was out there, man. All right, he was out amongst the people. Okay, and we went into it before. You know, YAHAWASHI, you know, he could be anywhere in the marketplace. You know, journeying down the roads. Okay, you know, he'll teach right then and there. You know, there'll be a teaching moment at every point, man. You know.
Yeah, so, he taught from the mountaintop. Yep. Or he teach from at one point he taught from a boat. The sea, yeah, to the people on the shore. At one point they loved to hear him so much that they followed him. He took a boat to the other island, and they took the boats and followed him there just to hear more. And also men was getting fed. So you had a nice mixture of men. You had men that was there for the food, you had men that was there for the spiritual food.
I say the sheep know his voice and the sheep follow him. Yeah. That's the part of prophecy that's going on right then and now. You know?
Hey, that's the spirit, because you know what? At one point in time, the apostles in New York, they were at 34th Street. There was a fight that happened, and and then they was in the Bronx. But the next week they was in the Bronx. But you didn't know that unless you was really paying attention and following through. And so I knew it was a few faces that found out where they was at, including myself. We was there, and the brothers took us like seriously after that. That was on that side. They was like, "Oh, yup, that brother's gonna be in the king." I remember hearing the elders say that, because we was all about it, man. And that's how you are when you come into it. You like, whatever you got to do to make sure that you where the truth is coming out at, that's where you go. You go to get a plate, right? You're still getting fed, right? You go to get a spiritual plate, man, because the whole rest of the week you got to work off of that food, right? And now you got the internet, you still watching videos, but you ultimately you keep nourishing yourself. You understand that this is the living bread. Yahushua said this is the bread that like nourish you, that you have to be a hunger again. Never thirst again. The water that you get that never thirst. Now you have something on your mind to combat all those fleshly, worldly thoughts that you was having. You could combat that now, right? You ain't gotta just let them things flow through whatever wicked ass ideas. That's why somebody like a Kanye West, you can see he's just suffering, because he'll get a little bit of wisdom through the scriptures. Obviously, delving and trying to figure out what this say, or he just paid the hell off to do it. Regardless of how it's happening, men is gonna come and turn back and they turning back to the scriptures right now. You bet your ass, because Kanye was saying something about Israel, and now they looking around for, hey, Jake is trying to get fed. We are hungry people. We starving. That's why the wisdom came out in the street, because this is where Jake that needs the word, this is where they be at. And the Lord makes sure they come out here. Right? Some of you know who wasn't outside? Some of them rich elite of Israel. The Herodians, the chief priests. The scriptures tell you they like the chief seats in the upper rooms. Huh? Yeah, you're right.
Look, that's like, ain't nothing wrong with the nice cars and things like that. It's just the wrong people got it.
You're right. But that's Ecclesiastes 10:6. No, there you go.
It's like,
I was like, come on, man. If you're going to deal with this, man, deal.
Yeah, it's like like you said, it's like, okay, it's like, okay, for example, like, you know, Jesus, you know, they say Jesus. I just said it, but I don't have to say that.
YAHAWASHI.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like the Son of God. You know, they came out, they was adults. You know, they came out wrong, but their minds were still babies. So they manipulated. When he nailed to the cross, they nailed him, meaning they nailed his words. They used his words against him. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, a word can be used in two different meanings, just depending on the text. So they used it the other way around and nailed him to the cross. Basically, they got him still. They caught him up in his own words where he couldn't do that. They manipulated. So therefore, it's like, they try to hurry up and come out and be the Son of God before the Son of God come back. So when the Son of God do come back, it's gonna look like he a liar or it's already been done. You see what I'm saying? But that's
so who the real children of Israel?
Hebrew.
Who are they today?
Us.
There you go. That's all I want to know right there, man. Go ahead, man.
Because it's all about comfort. You know, it's Isaiah 55 verse 1. Oh, everyone that thirsteth, come ye to the waters, and he that hath no money, come ye buy and eat.
Come ye buy and eat. He that had no money. So the Lord was about the people, man. When the Pharisees, some of the wicked Sadducees, mainly the chief priests, the order that was established already in Israel, they were not about the people anymore. They were about getting along with the Roman Empire that was ruling over Judea and pleasing them so that they could stay in a comfortable positions. And that's what the church looked like today, a bunch of comfortable positions.
Right.
And lack of men that's willing to take into account what the Lord was really saying and what he was trying to do.
It's a lot of homosexual acts going on out here.
Oh, man.
Hates homosexual acts because you can't produce it. It don't matter why. The head say that he hates it, and then guess what? It's not right. You know what I'm saying? I don't judge because we don't have to. You see what I'm saying? People don't convict themselves. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna convict themselves. So every time you see a person smiling or just laughing, every time you come around, just know that they break it down. They break it down. They're about to get ready to submit to you. You see what I'm saying? Smiles mean nervousness. They scared. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, man.
Well, they all smile, man. It's
so
a nervous smile. You're right. You're right.
Look, a smile ain't a smile no more.
Yeah.
See, normally a real smile is when something is genuinely, everything upside down. If you see somebody smiling, they're really angry. You see somebody just looking not
I'm smiling, bro, but I ain't angry.
Exactly.
I like what you're saying.
Exactly.
That's all I'm saying.
Not you.
No, man. The white, so-called white man. Yeah.
No, it ain't no color. It's about the way of thinking. See, we on the same way of thinking, so that's why we feel that. You know what I'm saying? It's just like that. It ain't about ain't no color, no tree, sex, cancer, color. Just about a way of thinking. That's what we into it with. A way of thinking. The war in heaven was a decision to be made. You know what I'm saying? It was just a decision. War in heaven was just a decision. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, hate, envy, jealousy, all these things they come into existence until the woman came. You know what I'm saying? Because when man was here first, it was just man. You know what I'm saying? So Lucifer is a woman. You know what I'm saying? That is the devil. Because you know why? Because you look up that word, it is a woman's name. But first of all, okay, in heaven it was just men first. So heaven, you look at heaven, it's like a boys club. You know.
Check this out. I know you got a lot to say. We gonna let some of these people.
All right, go ahead. All right, go ahead.
No, ain't nothing wrong with that. Hey, you know, well, this for you. Check it out. Go ahead.
Yeah, cuz this is Jeremiah 5, verse 26. For among my people are found wicked men.
Hey, so we know the wicked. All right, we always come out with who the wicked is, right? The wicked are the people that put this sign up right here. This is the fake image of the Lord. And here goes some more. Here goes some more of the wicked right now, right? All right, wickedness. That's what they promote. That's when they have with all their money and all their accomplishments, defeating and conquering all the lands of the people. They have decided to promote wickedness. And the scriptures say, "By the fruits you know the tree." Right? What proceedeth out of the mouth, that's how you know who that man is. And what are they devising right now and speaking of? They're speaking of New World Order. They're speaking of biohacking, right? Implementing chips into people to attract them. This is what they're talking now. And how that's going to come to pass. They're going to take away cash, right? And defile as many bodies as they can in temples as they can with the teaching. And so that's wicked, because that's contrary to what the Lord wants us to do. and according to Revelations 14 chapter, verse 9 down, and Revelation 13, 16 down. Right? And read that again.
Yeah, God. From among my people are found wicked men.
So now, what's worse than a Edomite devil is a so-called black devil. That's worse. There's going to come a time when you're going to be jumping over Esau just to get the J. The scripture tell you there's going to be, first you will be hunters. I'll send for many fishers. I will send for many fishers, and they shall fish them. And then I'll send for many hunters. They shall hunt them. So there's going to be a turn of the tide, man. Spiritual power given to certain men, in which they're going to be able to defeat the enemy in ways that we never were physically capable of doing. You're going to see events that make Marvel movies, right, look like Disney films, man, or like Barney, right? Because the Most High going to give the spirit upon man. He said, I'll lift you up with wings. Scripture say you'll run and not be faint. The Lord's going to give certain men spiritual power out here. They're going to be moving like superheroes.
That's me. That's me, bro. Doing it.
Say again. Right? But here the scripture says, among my people are found wicked men. The wickedness begins in your mind. What did the Lord say? He said, I've heard, it says in the law that if a man commit adultery, right, with a woman, right, that's a sin. But I say if a man committed it in his mind, he sinned already. So the wickedness starts from your mind. That's why you gotta be really against that worldly, fleshly mentality, man. You gotta fight that first.
You gotta get rid of the women. The women is the flesh. They is the one. A man can talk.
It says
No, we're gonna start fleshing it out a little bit. Go ahead. Getting back to business.
it says they lay wait and see that set of snares. They say they trap, they catch men.
Some of the traps is what they doing in the churches, man. They trapping Jake in the church. They trapping the women. The scriptures warned you about that. It said, silly women led away captive. You can still get it. You can still get it. And I love bringing that one out. The scriptures refer to the woman, by the way, as a weaker vessel. All that means is that she can't readily see Satan moving in on her as easily as a male can. That's what it is. Look at Eve in the garden. The last thing she was thinking is this about I'm gonna have to conceive child in pain for the rest of my life, right? And the last thing she was thinking was that we're gonna have to toil in the land, in the soil, and dig just to get fruits and cultivate the land. We're gonna have to dig and work. The last thing Eve was thinking was that. Go ahead.
It's 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 6. For of the sort are they which creep into houses.
Some creep into houses. And if you read up one precept,
verse 5, it says, having a form of godliness.
some having a form of godliness. Now, this is where the deception happens, because you have certain men that have a form of godliness. That's why we come out here looking as basic as you can. John the Baptist walked around in, sheepskin, camel skin garment. And he ate locusts and wild honey. He didn't come in the fashion of prestigious, all right? He came in the fashion of a wild man, all right? Or a homeless man, even. And that's what they call us, the Bumite camp. And they say he had a devil. Go ahead.
It says, but denying the power thereof.
But they denying the power thereof. The power thereof doesn't consist in what you wear. It doesn't consist in how many things you have. It doesn't consist in material things. The power of the Lord consists in the faith that you have in him and what he's capable of doing. Pulling you back out of a mentality that was going to destroy you eventually. Because the worldly, the scriptures say that friendship with the world is enmity with the Most High. I mean, you are enemy of the Father if you go along with this world the way they want you to go along with it. At some point in time, integrity must ensue. And integrity means having a moral standard about yourself. What point in time do you actually implement your morals? When they telling you girl on girl is okay, and you saying, well, that's all right, I don't discriminate. At what point in time do you implement your morals? When they telling you eat pork, and you said, well, all right, I'm gonna just do as the Romans do. At what point are you having integrity? Go ahead.
I got it.
Got more in there?
Jeremiah 5:27. As a cage is full of birds, so are the houses full of deceit.
So you got to realize that, all right, there's a lot of deceitful men in Israel, and their plan isn't always to do it overtly. It's not like when you're 12 and you got to worry about the bully picking on you. That was when you was 12. The scripture tell you, you are a man, you put away childish things. The new enemy is subversion. The new enemy, Satan, he's the adversary. He's also known as a devil, a deceiver. Deception isn't always direct, straightforward. Deception could be undermining you, right? Leading you in a direction where it's going to lead to your death, right? Your own vain opinions. It don't even got to be on the outside. Once they have formally indoctrinated you, by design now, you're going to destroy yourself.
All right? That's what creates that deception, man. All right? Even you know, come on now, opinion.
Yeah.
You got to examine that for a second. You know? Basically, opinion, somebody that's opinionated, basically saying that, well, they think that what they know is correct. Man, that's you thumbing your nose up in YAHAWASHI, man.
Regardless of what the Lord said, I think this. But that's the first thing you learn to get rid of. Because the scripture tell you, the heart is deceitful above all things. It is utterly wicked. So that tells you right there, your opinion, man. As far as being valid and shit, we all gonna have opinions. But that's what you fighting here.
Lamentations 3:37. Who is he that saith, and it cometh to pass when the Lord commandeth it not?
Go ahead, break it down.
God, your opinions doesn't matter, man. If the Lord haven't commanded it, who are you to say this or that will take place? As the scripture say, before you do something, say Lord will. Most people, they don't even take that in consideration. Hey, this one is all out wicked, man.
Yeah, that goes right along with them thinking that it's going to continue forever, man, right? Like there's a tomorrow.
Yeah, that's an opinion. I'll do this and I'll wait till next week or planning all these trips. Like the brother just mentioned, the scripture tell you say, Lord willing. You can plan, you can have your opinions, but if they ain't filtered through the scriptures, you damned, you doomed, right? The scripture said if they don't believe, they condemned already. A lot of people already destroyed. They just walking around. They just living out the last portion of their life, just like Esau. The scripture say, the scripture say, what is it on Lamentations 4:21? Rejoice and be glad, ye daughters of Edom. Does the Lord really want them to do he really want them? Is he saying that like in a way for, hey, look, I got good news for you, rejoice? He being facetious. He basically implying like, get as much enjoyment out of this life as you can, because your future is grim. Your future is going to be destroyed. Yeah, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, we the real Israelites of the Bible. That's what we here to bring out, along with the prophecies of destruction of America. Go ahead, Al.
Yeah. It's Proverbs 16:1. The preparations of the heart is lean, and the answer of the tongue is from the Lord.
It's all from the Lord. What you said, Al? Go ahead, break it down, Al.
Oh, kind. It says basically everything you do, it's YAHAWASHI that make it happen, man. Even coming down to the words that you say, and the footsteps that you take, and the actions that you even doing tomorrow. The Lord, He making all those things happen. And like the brother just mentioned, that's why we say, Lord will.
Let me add to it. That's why you got in the scripture, right? I believe Job, the third chapter. Right, it speaks about the ones that sleep, right? And the Lord seal your instructions, all right, in your mind. Yeah, man.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah, so hey, you don't even know, you're not even in control of what you do the next day. All right? Oh man, the Lord, and like I said, the slumbers of the bed, right? The Lord is sitting on instructions right there, man. Okay? Yeah. So guess what? The time when you wake up, your fate is already been sealed. Whether you live another day or you're gonna die that day.
That's why we say, Lord willing, we still in the truth. Even down to us having this wisdom, it could be taken away. We know that. We met men who was here and then gone the next day. We know that. The Lord could take, right? King Saul at one point, king. You think the Lord was going to set him up there at one point, and he knew that he was going to be taken out the way, just to make room for his arm, David, who is basically like an arm bearer status. That's what David was in the eyes of King Saul. But King Saul, the Lord got King Saul up out of it. Promoted David.
Basically, the Lord YAHAWASHI, really, anything against, his orders, man, or his instructions, or what he had to say, all right? So that's why you really look at it, all right? Even Esau, he's got to control what he's doing, right? The Lord got him doing all these things, man, for the sake of his word, man.
He thinks he's in control. Just like Isaiah 10, it goes into that. The Lord calls Assyria, he said, "Oh, Syria, rod of mine anger." You gotta understand what that phrase means. In order for the Lord to call you a rod, it's the same as him calling you a staff, or the same as him calling you a hammer. And he calls him a hammer, right? And so the Assyrians leveled up. Whatever they were in their own heads was different than how the Lord looked at them. And everything from however the Lord looked after you, and above that, that's all your imagination. Because you exactly whatever the Lord look at you as. And so what happens with pride got you thinking you way up there in the clouds. But in all actuality, you just a rod of the Lord's anger. Who at some point, eventually, in the near future, he's going to get rid of you in the worst way possible.
Go ahead, let me add too. That's why the so-called white man is trying to assert control today, man. Because he knows that. He knows that that the Lord YAHAWASHI is in control of everything, man. So now he's seeking that same level, to control, and that's the reason why he's trying to implement the MOTP, right? The seal. So
AI.
he can persist it.
Artificial intelligence. That's all for Esau to have a way to try to make a fair playing ground to fight against the Lord when he get back. If he could just put the greatest AI technology in his fighter jets to fight against, because he know the mission ahead. That's why they got a space force. They know. It ain't because they like exploring shit. They know, man. They got these telescopes eyeing all of the activity up there. They cutting NASA cameras off every other day. Just stop the broadcast. Close it down. Now it was so much, the Lord forced their hand so much by showing up that they just had to admit it after all these years. Look, we got about 50 years of this stuff. Come on, man. It's a wrap for Esau. But the pride coming before destruction, man. So, Holy Spirit before a fall. And so the pride got Esau thinking, the inward thought is that their houses shall last forever. Esau think he's unflushable. He's the shit in the toilet that you ain't gonna flush me. Go ahead,
Proverbs 20 and 24.
Analogy, yeah.
Proverbs 20 and 24.
Talking mad shit. Talking shit. Go ahead,
Yeah, the book of Proverbs 20, verse 24. Man's goings is of the Lord. How can a man then understand his own way?
Yeah, that's it. So, hey, man's going to the Lord, man. Okay? So no matter what you do or what you think that you got planned, guess what? No, the Lord got something else in store for you, man. All right? And that's why ultimately it's going to lead up to the times we're coming in very soon, man. Jacob's trouble. Okay? But guess what? You think that you got a 5-year, 10-year plan. But no, YAHAWASHI got his own timetable, man. Okay? That he's going by. There's another scripture, right? It says about the times, he measured the times, all right? He numbered the times, and he doesn't move that said measure, all right, until that time be fulfilled, all right? So the Lord got his own schedule going, man. You think that your schedule is better than his? You think your schedule is more important than his schedule? You think that what you got going on right now is more important than what he has in store for what's to come, man. You know? No, man. No, how about Shine? No, he already got your fate sealed, man. Okay? And that's why it's so prominent when the scriptures speak about the fear of the Lord, man. All right? Oh, there's another scripture, right? It says it's a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the Lord, man. Okay? Now, why does the scripture say that? It says that because the Lord is in control of your life, man. Okay? Your breath is in his hand right now, man. All right? He can expire you at any point. You know? What they say in the world, I can't think of it right now. Unalive.
Yeah, unalive. That's what do.
He can unalive you at any point, man. All right? But yeah, that's true, man. Because, hey, you know, that's another scripture, right? I believe there's a parable, right, about a certain man that, you know, just put up his store or set up his store. All right? They say, I will build more. Okay? Right. But what did the Lord tell him? He said, thou fool. This night, your soul is required. Right. All right? Yep. So guess what? The same thing applies today, man. Okay? Especially with Esau, man. You know, he got a 5-year plan, 10-year plan. When you go into these different tactics or these different plans of these Edomites, you know, these business owners, you know, they have like 10-year plan, like a 20-year plan down the road, you know? Saying that, okay, we're gonna get to this milestone, all right? We're gonna get to this point, all right, and we're gonna continue to grow, all right? But no, the Lord's about to shut this thing down, man.
That's why the scripture saying on Revelation 12, right? Rejoice, all heavens, and be glad. And they say, Satan, the devil know if he have short time, so he coming down with wrath. So in the back of their mind, always remember, for us, this for us. Because this word wasn't for everybody, man. It was for us. It was for the elect. Lord willing, that's us. We supposed to know and be happy and rejoice at the fact that Esau know he got a short time, man. Now, maybe he never thought about it before, but as things revolve and wars seem to not go away easily, and war barons got their greedy fingers in it, keeping it alive, he starting to see the house of cards for what it is, and how the Lord just got to do tap, and the change of events happen. And it says because he know if he has a short time, that's how he gonna bring out the wrath. So now his 20-year plan, maybe his 200-year plan had to get cut short into a 15-year plan. So now Esau be talking. He don't be talking that in the year 2500. He don't be talking that business no more. Now he be like, in 2030, if we could get to, now he sounded like us. We could just make it to
Smart city.
a smart city. Forget the flying cars. Let's just ship these. Just implement the mark. They serious about it now.
Real quick, man. Proverbs 16:2. All the ways of a man are clean in his own eyes, but the Lord with the spirits.
Right, man. So every man, you know, they think that they're, are going by in the correct way. All right? No, everything is dictated by the words of YAHAWASHI, man. Okay? That's how your actions are weighed, like the scriptures say. Okay? The Lord's one is weighing your actions, man. All right? You know, long gone are the days for that notion or that mindset of only God can judge. You know? No, man. No. Now we're in times where now the Lord is trying every man's work. Okay? Whether it be gold, silver, all right, precious metals, or it be wood, all right, or stubble. Right. Okay? And guess what? In that time to come, it's going to be tried by what? It's going to be tried by fire. Okay? And that fire that's coming is going to be by way of that martial law, man. Okay? Those fiery trials, man. Okay? That's when we're going to see whose work is going to stand at the end of the day in that time, man. Okay?
Hour of temptation.
Yep, that's it. Yep. So
the Lord said, I'll keep you from the hour of temptation. So there's hope there. Now the Lord provided a vehicle for hope. We're supposed to rest on that hope. We are prisoners of hope. We're supposed to make that a part of our logical mindset. So wherever everybody else who doesn't have hope, they're not supposed to understand us so easily anymore. Where you used to be able to you used to be able to reason with people and break things down on a carnal tip. But now, because you're dealing spiritually, the natural man don't receive these things in spirit, man. And so what are you trying to do? You're trying to do something that won't work. The only thing you can do to somebody like that is tell them, I believe. And this is why I believe. I don't, for you, do what you think was going to be right for you. I wouldn't do that because the Lord says this, this, and this. But I believe. And this is why I believe. Right? And the Lord really, I had no choice in the matter because he put his spirit on me to believe. And really, I'm glad that he did because I understand that this is what he's going to do for his believers. And that's basically but now, if they don't deal with belief and faith and hope, you already lost it. They condemned already. The Lord said it. If you don't believe, you condemned already. I got it.
Galatians 3 and verse 11. But that no man is justified by the law in the sight of the Most High, it is evident, for the just shall live by faith. Yeah, like going to a lot of Israelites who try to seek justification by the law, pretty much disannulling YAHAWASHI, man. All right, who sacrificed his life so that we can be redeemed back into the Father and made the atonement for the elect, man. So when you dismiss YAHAWASHI and take him on the law, like you can fulfill it yourself, and ultimately you condemn your own self, man. That's why YAHAWASHI had to sacrifice himself. See?
That's the good news. The good news is that you don't have to, it's not all on you no more. Yeah, at a point in a period of time, that's how we had to do things. We had to keep the whole law and then sacrifice if you offended. And it had to be blood. You couldn't just use any old thing. So you had to have substance in order to do that. And you had to live right. But the Lord noticed that he said he appreciated obedience rather than sacrifice. So the way he saw it is that Israel is going to continue to be disobedient as long as the sacrifice is there. Because now you got Israelites who they're going to offend the law, so they got 4 or 5 he-goats, right? And they just getting ready for all of their offenses. It might be the weekend coming up. Israel is the same way they was back then.
Yeah. That's why you even got cancer still push for law. You know?
But they not sacrificing.
Yeah. So if you hang your salvation on law, where's your sacrifice? Where's your lamb without blemish and the flock? Where's your ox out of the herd?
Where's your temple?
Man.
Right.
Where you have Levites that dedicated to the temple, to the tabernacle.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Are you doing everything to the letter?
To the letter.
You know? Are you spilling the blood at the door of the tabernacle? Are you taking the blood?
Separating the entrails.
You know? Are you sprinkling the blood on the tabernacle? Are you doing all that, man? Right. No, man, you're not. All right. And we know that you're not right because even to this very day, you're not even keeping the whole law, man. You know.
We love the law. We ain't got no problem with the law. We enjoy going into the law and how, and many times that's an argument that we always make a case of. Where Esau law versus the law of the Lord, there ain't no comparison. Esau got 1 year, 28,000 new laws was enacted on January 1st. How the hell you gonna even keep up with all these penal codes and these laws, man? That's what they got, a whole cabinet of people that make laws every day. They call legislators. They call senators and congressmen every day. And now you traveling from state to state. Well, guess what? It's a different law now. Well, according to this state, you can't do that no more. Go to jail. What the hell is we talking about? This is a vexation of spirit living here. Not dealing with, the laws of the, but at the same time, we couldn't keep these laws, not even 613. You couldn't even keep them perfectly. That's why the Lord made it so that in the new covenant, right, you would have the laws written on your inward part. But in order to get that far, you got to go through the ultimate sacrifice. Keep in congruent with the law, and keeping the law, here's YAHAWASHI, the lamb without blemish, perfect, unspotted, in congruence with the Old Testament law. It ain't like he came up with some completely different look. He was the sacrificial lamb, first begotten. He came to fulfill the law. The law said, atone for, this is the way you atone. YAHAWASHI became the one you atone. The blood, through his blood. It's fulfilling the law. And so now, like as the brother going into, can't boast of the law. You can't boast of something that you can't keep perfectly. And if you don't, you condemn. Why would you boast of that? If anything, you use the law to edify. Why we don't deal with homosexuals? First and foremost, the Lord said you don't do that. First and foremost, the Lord said that's an abomination. And this is how you get rid of them. Unless everybody else is going to be infected with it. And now you can see what happens when a few of them get a little bit of power, everybody else gets drugged with now. Little leaven the whole goddamn lump, man. Mumps, children next. To hell with, having a child in this society. Come on, man. You're basically raising a demon. You're trying to raise a demon, right? You're trying to raise Beelzebub, man. That's not an easy task to do. Go ahead.
I know it's like I knew it was a banker. It was a Russian banker. He made a quote. He said, "Give me control over the children, and I control the next generation." Basically, I mean, if you got the kids' minds, you can groom them to believe and to move and act a certain way. Yeah. And that's what Esau have conquered right now through the way of TikTok, through the way of social media, and even through their diet, man.
Education system, miseducation system.
Yeah, that's why you got this next generation of kids, going into adulthood. All right, that's just gone. Why? Because this devil has groomed them up to think of something.
What's up?
All right,
what's going on? You got a question?
No, I was just interested. Yeah, this is interesting.
Okay, go ahead. I got it.
This is Daniel 8:24. And his power shall be mighty, but not by his own power. And he shall destroy wonderfully, and shall prosper and practice, and destroy the mighty and the holy people. And through his policy, also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand.
Yeah, and that policy is talking about this legislation, man. Okay? And that's what has our people in division today. Okay? The so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, man. Okay? Because through that same policy, our people are being destroyed, man. Why? Because they're not following the ways of our Lord, man. Okay? The ways that it's supposed to be followed. Okay? Because the ways of the Lord, they're not being kept up in today's society, man. All right? If you even speak about some of the things that the commandments of the Lord, guess what, man? People turn do backflips, man. After the fact. Okay? Why? Because it's not looked at in high esteem, man. Okay? It's not looked at as high society. That's why it's another scripture, right? It says, "Falling is saying great dignity," man. Right? Okay? And the rich, which is the men of the Lord, sit in a low place. Okay? Why is that? Because the truth or the knowledge of our Lord, all right, is being brought down, man. Or they're trying to break it down. Okay? Because it's completely contrary to what's high esteem in the society today, man. All right? And why is that? Because his word is completely contrary to what's written. All right? It's contrary to what's written within the scriptures, which is right, man. Okay? You figure that out.
It's Isaiah 10:1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees.
Right. And the righteous decrees are being declared today, man. Okay? Those unrighteous decrees, which is those multitude of laws I just mentioned earlier, right? Which is way more than the laws within the Bible, man. Okay? Here it is. You got 613 laws within the Bible. And here it is in America, you got over 2,000 laws.
Man, you got hundreds of thousands of penal codes. It's ridiculous. You got tax codes. Y'all know what I'm talking about. You got all type of laws. How many laws in the state of Alabama?
Too many.
Too many to remember.
And none of them have anything to do with the Bible.
It is.
Nobody goes. I've yet to meet Christians who go by the Bible. They ignore the laws. They ignore the laws that matter, and only go by the laws that benefit them.
Exactly. Like, for instance, thou shalt not murder. Everybody understands that. At least Americans understand that.
Yeah.
Like, murder is a violation. But when it comes to homosexuality, what do you think the average person thinks? It's all right. They say things like, hey,
it's all right.
I don't want to judge, or it's not my problem, or they take a back seat. But Leviticus 20:13 is exact on what to do with that.
Or the people that think it's fine ignore the laws that they're committing that's wrong.
Yeah,
There's they go about the Bible like, I'm going to pick and choose. It's like it's a Chinese buffet.
Yeah.
I'm going to pick what I want,
Yeah.
not what offends me.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree with you 100%.
Yeah. Well,
You go by what the word says. You read the Bible. It's an instruction book.
Yeah.
Just read it
Right.
and do what it says.
Uh-huh.
It's not hard.
Right.
Love your brothers. You're my brother. Everybody's a brother.
Right.
But we're going to ignore this.
Yeah. Do you think that God meant for everybody to get along?
Yes.
All races.
All races.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Everybody believe that?
Everybody.
Yes, because Jacob had many children by different wives. That's what people understand. Is he had 2 Egyptian wives and 2 Israeli wives. Yeah. And it's not all of just being a same earthly thing. It's a spiritual thing.
Yes.
There's a blending of the Most High God. There's of Him and of His people.
Mm-hmm.
There's who's called of Yeshua HaMashiach, who is called of Him,
Mm-hmm.
who is called of Him, who responds to His call.
Right. Good. I agree wholeheartedly with you. We're gonna bring something out for you real quick. I know y'all brothers lined up.
Okay.
Go ahead.
This is the book of Romans 9, and I'm gonna start at verse.
Because everything, all our thoughts, have to be filtered through
The Word.
the Word. There you
Yes.
go. There you go. So we love to stay in the
Because
Word.
His name is lower than where He tells us in the Psalms that He honors His Word above His name.
Right. Check it out. Go ahead,
This is the book of Malachi 1.
And then Deuteronomy. Let me get on Deuteronomy 6 and 7. Let me get on where it says He gave an inheritance to Israel. Because ultimately what the Old Testament speaks a lot about, including the New Testament, they're congruent.
Yes.
Right? Some people think they don't have anything to do with each other.
It tells us there's no difference between you and me. We're all in Him. You're either of Him or you're not in Him.
Good. I'm glad you said that. We're gonna go into that too.
We got that
Right.
song.
Bring out one by one. Go ahead, bring them up. We're gonna deal with them all.
This is the book of Malachi 1, verse 2.
Yeah.
I have loved you, saith the Lord, yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us?
Right? Malachi was a prophet. Right? Go ahead.
Was not Esau Jacob's brother?
Now did you mention Jacob and Esau? You mentioned
Yes.
Jacob, right? You know the story of Jacob and Esau?
I do.
Isaac's sons, 2 sons.
Yes.
They were twins,
Yes.
but they didn't look. They were fraternal twins, but they weren't identical.
One was a red hair, was not of the other.
One
He
came
grabbed his
out
heel.
red all over. Yeah. And then there was a prophecy that was about, before they came out of the womb, there was a prophecy concerning each of those children. Do you know what that prophecy was?
Yes, one shall rule the other.
Yes.
The younger shall rule the older.
That's beautiful. Now, let me ask you, in what way can somebody rule over another people?
You have dominion over them.
Good.
Have authority.
Right. What's another word for having authority over another people?
Go for it.
Slavery.
Yes.
You mentioned. Like having slaves, for instance, right? Right. So slavery is documented throughout the Bible too.
Yes.
There's even ways in which the Hebrews had slaves of their own who are other descendants of their own people. Hebrews having Hebrew slaves and how to deal with them. They were more like servants and servitude.
Yes.
But you can be a slave of your Hebrew brother and he had to treat you a different way than he would treat non-Israelite slaves. This is all documented in the Bible.
yeah.
Oh, yes, it is.
Right? Go ahead.
Come. It says, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother?
So
Yes.
Malachi is asking, was not Esau, the Jacob is asking, Lord, they're complaining that the Lord doesn't love him. The children of Jacob are complaining that the Lord doesn't love them. And the Lord's response is, I have loved you.
Yes.
And he says, it's not Esau, Jacob's brother. He references that story back in Genesis. Go ahead.
Saith the Lord, was not Esau Jacob's brother?
Mhm.
Saith the Lord, yet I have loved Jacob,
I love
Yes.
Jacob, the Lord said. Go ahead.
and I hated Esau.
So he hated Esau. So now we learn from way back in that story from Genesis, you could pick up, once you hear what the Lord said to Malachi, now you got to go back to that story in Genesis, and it helps you understand a division of a people who the Lord loved and chose, and the people who he hated
Yes.
and skipped over. Now, the people we hate, they still have a role to fulfill in this world. Let me get Job 9:24. They have a role and a job to fulfill. And also Revelation 12, right? And 12. Go ahead.
This is the book of Job 9 and verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
So the wicked will be taken, inherited the entire earth. When you go into the prophecy concerning Esau, he would be given a sword and then given the fatness of the earth. But the way he would rule over the world was with his sword.
Yeah, the red horse, baby.
All right, there you go. And his sword is his weapons, right? So you have a man that's ruling over the world, and he gets the inheritance of the world through his weapons. All right? Well, who would that be today? If you had to guess, what people would that be today? Or who would be Esau? Who would that people be today? Do you think that the wicked are ruling over the world right now? Or are the righteous ruling over the world?
Oh, the wicked's ruling.
Right.
The wicked's ruling hard.
Yeah. So, you know, our job as men of the Lord, and what you do is you go through the scriptures, and you try to figure out, right?
Oh, you got to rightly divide the word of
You got
God.
to rightly divide. And so we know that Esau is ruling now, because Esau is going to be given a sword to rule over the entire world.
Yes.
But as since he's the wicked, now wickedness has spread up. All right? And then in Maccabees where it says wickedness cover the earth, you can get your sword out too, right? Go ahead.
I'm happy.
Revelation chapter
Yes.
12 and verse 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath.
We believe, okay, according to the scriptures, that the devil is a man. The scriptures talk about the mystery of iniquity, right? So the devil is a people, right? And the Lord, we know that he dealt with, can I get Genesis again, 32? Or where is that? It says, separating the nations according to their inheritance. We know that after the time of Noah, the Lord separated nations, right? There was even a man named Peleg. That means his name means division.
Yes.
So he started separating people. And we could see that, right? Very clearly, so-called African Americans, Negroes, and Latinos, and Native Americans, we have a different vibration, a different mentality, which is okay. Because when you actually understand, when you have...
We're all brothers.
When you have discernment, discernment means the ability to tell the difference between two things, right? If you can tell the difference between red and white, you got discernment. You can tell the difference between blue and black, you have discernment. Well, if you can tell the difference through the person's spirit of what nationality they might be, you have discernment, right? Now, our people, you know, we talk about a lot in our communities. There's a lot of noise about racial. What's the word? Racial. When they pull you over because you're black, that's everything.
Equity.
Racial discrimination, right? You're familiar with that. So discrimination works because there's a difference between us. So even though all men might come out of Adam, and then we get that too. Yes. The Lord did do something specific. Everybody came out of Adam. In that sense, we all alike. But in certain senses, we are different. And to act like you can't see it doesn't mean it's not there. We can pretend that there isn't a difference, but the Lord himself made a difference between the different races.
He said that I can't tell the hand I don't need you. Yeah. The different parts of the body can't tell each other they don't need each other. Yes. We have to work in congruency and unity to fulfill our master's call.
Good. We're gonna get to that too. I'm not, and by the way, I don't know your national background. I didn't ask yet, so don't assume that.
I'm of the tribe of Reuben, baby.
Huh?
I'm of the tribe of Reuben, baby.
Oh, you a Seminole?
Yes.
Okay. Hey,
My master has called me from an eternity beforehand. My lineage has been laid down.
All right. Hey, well, you are one of our brothers in that case. Hey, you are a brother in that case. All right, go ahead.
God, this Deuteronomy 32 and verse 8.
Yep.
When the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance.
The Most High he did it. Before we even got to say, well, can we not do that? He did it. Now, if you remember the Tower of Babel incident, that's when all races did what?
We split.
But before we
all
split,
in different languages.
We all tried to get together.
Yes.
And God,
we know more than him. We can do better than him.
He split us, right?
Yes.
So what can you assess by that? You can assess that maybe he's not with everybody coming together. He did give everybody different lands, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead. We're going to prove it.
It says, when he separated the sons of Adam.
Wait, who did what?
It says, when the Most High divided the nations their inheritance.
So he divided nations. Can we flip this around real quick? Without crushing your hands. So the Most High is the one that did some division.
Yes.
There was some division that happened on this earth, right? And so there was some dividing that happened on this earth, right? And then history ended up being a rulership, a Game of Thrones, pretty much. It led to a giant Game of Thrones from the time of the Lord, from the time of Noah, right? Go ahead.
It says, when the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance.
So they all got divided. Go ahead.
When he separated the sons of Adam.
He separated. We all sons of Adam, but he did some separating. Go ahead.
He set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel.
So he set the bounds. Everybody had their limits to where they could live. The land of Moab. Go back to the back of your Bibles, you see land of Moab.
Oh yes.
Gog and Magog.
He even put sub-deities over every nation.
Mm-hmm. And then he chose. Did he choose one people though?
No.
All right. Now it's time for those scriptures.
The second Esdras, chapter 6 and verse 54. And after these, Adam also, who thou madest Lord of all thy creatures, of him come we all.
We all come from Adam. Amen.
Yes.
All right. Go ahead.
And the people also whom thou hast chosen.
And the people also whom thou hast chosen. See, we're not familiar with those words in the Bible. We're not too readily familiar with the Bible. But you got to be able to accept certain things in the scriptures. They're not for the faint of heart. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
You know the Bible deals with. There's even scriptures about rape in the Bible.
Yes,
so if you got to dive
Simeon
into
and Levi went in and destroyed a whole town of people for their sister.
Yeah, that's right. There was Israelites. Go ahead.
It says, all this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sake.
So he's talking to his children of Israel now. Because he said, I created everybody under Adam, but even the ones I chose. Now he's singling people out. Come to find out, and may not be ready for it, ready or not. Come to find out, the Most High is something like a separatist. He's something like a separatist. And not only that, not only did he separate, he ended up being more of a supremacist himself. He ended up choosing one nation out of all of the different nations he chose. He chose one people to be above all the rest of the people, really to rule over all of them, and to bring out his law and his ordinances and his commandments so that it benefit all the people. But he chose to deal with one people to deal with the rest of them.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Verse 56. As for the other people,
for the other people,
which also come of Adam,
which also come from Adam, you know, the ones I didn't choose. Go ahead.
Thou hast said that they are nothing, but be like unto spittle, and hast likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel.
Grab that in NLT. I need somebody from that side of the room to break that down what you just read. What did you just hear? If you need help with that, I'll help you out.
The sons of Adam are not a racial group. The sons of Adam are not a specific people, see, because they are a conflagration. It's a window, it's a mirror, it's a wide spread, it's like a paintbrush that I'm taking and spreading out. It might be thick on this side, it might be thin on that side, but they're of him. You either are of him or not of him.
Yes.
And it ain't got nothing to do after Yaakov, after Jacob. After Jacob took his wives, after all that transpired, after Abraham, after all this went down, he really hammered home how it don't have nothing to do with any of us being different from one another.
Did you say Jacob took Egyptian wives?
Yes, he did. Those two handmaidens were Egyptian.
Oh, Bilhah and...
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, because Rachel and Leah were his wives.
Yes,
those
but
were his
the two handmaidens were not. See, if you get the 12 tribes, you've got sons from Egypt. So you've got two separate looking people groups there out of one lineage.
Right. Now we're gonna get into this real quick. What's the question I'm trying? Who decides the nationality of the child?
The Most High God, man.
Okay.
The Most High
God
God
uses a man and a woman. A man and a woman reproduce.
Yes.
Of which one is one nation, the wife is a one nation, and the husband is another nation.
But that's something
What would
we
a
do
child-
as a person. That's something we do as people. We separate each other based
did
on
that.
physical things. We do that, not him. We
just
do
read
that.
with the Lord. Read that again. What does the Most High
We do that.
But we gotta admit that He separated.
Yes, he separates certain things, but at the same time, he joins certain
So
things.
if He separated all the nations, what nation are you?
I am of Reuben, brother.
You
I am
know.
of the tribe of Reuben.
What nation are you?
I'm an atheist.
Sorry.
I'm an atheist. I just
You're probably number one.
I'm a biblical scholar. I like reading the Bible.
Oh,
This is my best friend.
You don't know who you
This is
hanging
my
with?
best friend right here.
Hey, the
He
Barak.
is the most- This is the weirdest combo ever. And, like, we have some of the greatest
I want y'all to
conversations.
understand that I bless y'all in Yeshua HaMashiach. I bless you in Yahuwah, the Most High God. That has sent this down from the Most High.
You're an
But-
atheist, and you don't believe
Yes.
2 Corinthians 6 and verse 14. Be not unequally yoked together with
Yes.
unbelievers.
Yes, with
And
unbelievers.
that's confused. Do you believe?
No, not at all.
No, but see, I'm being a witness unto the nations. If I'm being a witness unto the nations,
The Bible coming out. The Bible coming
Together
out.
with unbelievers.
It says,
For
be not unequally yoked together with unbelievers.
see, but I'm not joined to him. This isn't my wife.
No.
That's not my wife. I'm not unequally yoked with him.
You think that was talking about wife and husband?
This is my
Paul
wife right
said,
here.
Paul said, if your wife doesn't believe, you shouldn't give her a bill of divorce. Stay with her.
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
not talking about wife.
No, but that's the whole point. If she doesn't believe, if that's the whole point, if
It's
she
not
doesn't
talking about
believe,
wife. The
then
brotherhood,
the people around
the brotherhood is
you are a
known-
light to the world.
the brotherhood is known as yoke fellows. We know
Yes, but that's
as
something
yoke fellows.
that comes over time.
This is my yoke fellow.
That's something that comes over time, though.
These
He
are my
wasn't
brothers.
instantly
Yeah.
redeemed. He wasn't
Yes, we walk
instantly
together.
renewed. It took time for him to realize that, did it not?
Sorry, what?
Did it not take him time to realize he was redeemed and renewed in the Most High God?
I don't know. You gotta ask him. I met him doing this work.
No, that's what I'm saying, is that none of us, it was instant.
So you're saying
It come over
eventually
time.
he's gonna believe?
That's up to the Most High God. That's not up to me.
Right. So you
Okay.
do you teach him? You prophesy to him and everything?
Yes, I
Yes.
do.
Okay.
I really do.
Yes, he does.
Okay, man.
And I be honest with you, I've read the Bible, and I love reading the Bible.
Yeah, but why?
And we have why?
Why you don't believe?
Why I don't believe? I don't. I don't find it plausible. I believe in science. I don't, but I find it. I have a drawing to it.
I think.
And me and him, that's the
It's no different
connection
like
we have.
Moshe. Moshe did not believe immediately. Moshe took time for the Most High to curb him and learn him and purify him over time. He had to call him out of Egypt. He had to purify him. He had to call
But he
him
was
to
an
the
Israelite.
fire.
But he was an Israelite. Show me one non-Israelite that believes.
That's all over.
Show me.
That's all over in the
Show me
New
one in the
Testament.
Bible. Show me one in the Bible.
That's all over in the New Testament. Just start reading it and understanding through the
I just
Acts
want
how
to-
Paul was called to the nations.
Yeah. He was called to the nations. Show me that. He was called to the nations.
Yes, he was called to prophesy to the nations because I'm a result of that. I'm a result of that.
Okay.
I would not be redeemed. I would not have the faith I have if it wasn't for the Most High God. I would not have the faith I have
But I
if I
believe-
wasn't called out and showed that there's no difference in between Yahudim and Greek.
Watch this. Go
He
ahead.
says, 2 Corinthians 6 and 14, be ye not unequally yoked together with unbelievers. For what fellowship?
So what does that mean?
There's no fellowship with light and darkness, but how do you know the people around you are complete darkness? How do you know that?
He
No,
says it.
but
I
I
don't believe.
professed out of
He
my own
confessed.
mouth.
But he
I
confessed.
professed out of my own mouth how I wanted to destroy people around me, how I wanted to cause evil to the people around me,
Right.
and he called me out of that. He called me out of it. He
Okay.
pulled me out. He showed me a different path.
So eventually you're saying that maybe if you keep working
That's
with
up
him,
to the Most High God. That's
Okay.
not up to
So
me.
what does that? How do you apply what Paul said
Because it's not up to me. It's not up to you. It's up to the Most High God.
Let's be a little more practical here. Because Paul's being very practical.
Yes.
He's telling a group of believers.
Yes.
What church is that he's talking to? He's talking to the Corinthians.
Yes.
This is a body that already believes.
Yes.
He's
of the house of Corinth.
talking
Yes.
to non-believers right now. So they're talking to a body of people who believe,
Yes.
telling them, do not be unequally yoked together with non-believers. People that
Yes.
don't believe are outside. How do you apply that any other way?
If we're not to be a light into the nations, if we're not
We
to
are.
be
That's
his
why we right
testimony on the earth,
We are.
then how?
We're not unequally yoked together with the non-believers.
I asked the
Be
question.
a light.
Can I ask a question?
Go for it.
All right. What I'm gathering here is what you're saying, not different from what he's saying.
I know.
So you're wanting to speak. You're wanting to speak to the crowd that will agree with you, not the crowd like what he does. That's what I appreciate him.
Majority of people don't agree with us.
No,
We're fishermen.
I got you. He is the biggest fisherman I've ever met because
You met
I've
him.
resisted him,
Yeah.
but yet he still casts his net.
Okay.
So here's what I'm getting. Like I feel I could be wrong.
So
I
you
feel
got
like
to go around teaching the people, even if they don't care. about
Yes,
what you're saying.
because
then you
isn't
right.
because that's what I read in the Bible,
So that's what we do.
and that's why
Yes.
I preach. But
But that's the point. If you proclaim it from the housetops, then you are not the one that chooses who the Most High God chooses, because that's an
I never said I
election.
did.
That's an election of people
I never
that's
said I
beyond
did.
you.
I said Paul said, "Don't be
If
unequally
you
yoked
are
together."
elected and chosen, that's not something you do.
But we're
That's
not
something
yoked
the
together.
Most High
We're-
God does for
Let me
me.
tell you what our difference is. Our difference is you believe that all races are created equal.
Yeah.
Show me that in the Bible. I just
There's
proved to you-
nothing that says that it's not.
I just proved out the Bible. You've been talking from your
Because
heart.
Cain says
Look,
he was put a mark on his head and he was made different from other people. Dude, I can debate you all day on
I'm
that.
sorry, what?
Cain had a mark put on him that made him different from other people.
Okay.
I can debate you all day on that.
What's that
What was that
mark?
mark?
What's that mark mean?
But that's one. The mark put on his forehead.
What was
What's
the
that mark?
We don't know because we're not in that
So
point in
who is
time.
Cain?
So who
That's
came?
the point. We don't know because we
happened
weren't
to Cain?
there.
What happened to Cain? If he's not here today, who got that mark on his forehead?
Cain did. Cain got the mark.
So what his descendants is? Did he have children? Did he go down to Egypt?
Yes, but that's the point is they are not chosen then if they're of Cain.
Okay, I know. Yeah. Yeah, who are the chosen?
We don't know because we aren't those people. It's not about
The Israelites
physical
are chosen,
representation. It's not about physical representation.
It's
It's
not.
about spiritual
It's about
representation.
It's not. If I'm ready, like the other brother said, it's like look, man.
All I want y'all to take from this is there's a difference in
I
between.
guess he about to wrap it up.
There's a difference in between
It's a
just
little
Christian
level,
and
not the whole
Yahudi.
law.
There
If you
is.
don't
I
believe
agree that there's a
and you
Christian.
believe it makes it defiled. That's why I say if you have a clean white T-shirt and you jump into dirt, you got a big dirt stain. It's going to be noticed.
Yes.
That's why Apostle Paul
But you're
said.
still
That's why I
same
got
person.
grace,
He said,
baby.
do not-
That's why I
he
got
said, do
grace.
not- he
So
said,
I
do
can
not
come to
be
the throne room
unequally
of
yoked
grace
together.
and plead
I
that
believe
before
it.
his face
if I
and
if
tell
I,
him I messed up.
if I have,
But what if somebody don't want to? What if somebody don't want to return?
It's
That's
about-
up to them.
it's about what's
That's
inside
between
of
them and the
someone,
Most High
not
God, and they got to answer that
not
at the
who
white
they
throne
are.
judgment.
what they
appear
appear.
if you don't want to return?
Why don't you
See,
go
they-
find
they-
somebody
they-
else now
they-
who make the Lord said bring forth meat, fruit.
Yes,
for repentance.
and I'm
He obviously
constantly
ain't ready to
seeking.
repent.
I'm constantly seeking for other men,
I'm not the only one.
women,
Okay,
anybody.
well, I mean, you are the only one he brought around tonight.
Oh no,
No,
we're just friends. We're having to be doing something
You
together.
believe or you atheist too? Okay.
We just
So,
happen to be a
it's
group
one
of
big-
people.
It's just one big confusing.
Oh no. See, here's the
See,
thing.
'cause I study it every day,
It's
all
like-
day. It's what I do.
We happen to be a collection of extremely different people who just happen to
Yeah,
have.
it's like a weird
Yes,
mixture of.
it's pretty wild. And
that's part of the tribe
But
of
that's-
It reminds me
Yisrael.
of Babylon.
But
No,
here's the thing.
no.
Here's the thing.
It's not about that.
We
See,
agree.
you go to Babylon, you're going to go into Jezebel, you're going to go into Ahab, you're going to go into things that are not of him, that says, hey, why don't you cause my servants to make fornication and sacrifice things unto idols and do things that are not of me and partake of blood? That's not of the Most High God.
Not believing, that is a discrimination. That is not believing. That's a sin in the eyes of YAHAWASHI. Do you know that? Not believing is actually a sin.
Yes, because he gave faith as a measure to every
Yeah.
man. He gave faith. if he gave faith to a measure to every man that uses it, you do have it or you don't. It's a check mark in a box or it's not a check mark in a box. And he gave it. And that means to every man out here.
It's a gift.
Yes,
It's a
it
gift.
is a gift. If you don't have it, you don't have it.
So like I said, wouldn't you rather hang around people that have it, that on the same mindset, instead of coming to a big confusion?
What would
Like
you
I
I
said,
do all day.
that-
I'm with Jesus all day, every day in
But
my
I know-
mind
I
and my
know.
spirit.
I know, but
And I commune
that's
with
why
him,
going
and
back-
I seek him,
But-
and I
going back to
pray,
that
and I
Corinthians-
fast,
Did
and I do
Jesus
what he
not?
called me to
Yeah,
do.
he went around scribes. I don't know what you're
He
gonna say.
said-
That's what I'm saying.
Matthew
That's
said-
why I'm just defending my friend here. But
Go ahead.
That-
We're gonna show you what. Let's get back to what.
but
Jesus,
no, I'm
what
just
Jesus
saying
said, right?
that's the whole
Matthew.
thing. You can't
Matthew,
just
go.
minister to the people that believe.
Watch this.
You're supposed to be ministering to people that don't believe.
Well,
That's the
that-
point.
see,
Because he
go
told
ahead.
that woman that
Book
he
of St.
cast the
Matthew
demons
chapter
out of
10.
her daughter.
What
Do
Bible
not
are you reading
cast
from?
your pearls before
These 12,
swine.
Yahawah
What
Shah
Bible
sent
are
forth.
you reading from?
King James
I'll
Version.
read it.
St. Matthew chapter 10, verse 5. These 12 Yahawah Shah sent forth and commanded them, saying, go not into the way of the Gentiles.
Go not. The Lord said, go not into
What?
what?
King James what?
Go ahead.
Why would he
Go
call
not
Paul to
into
it?
the way of the
Not
Gentiles.
into the way that who's the
I
Gentile?
already got the Bible.
nation.
The non-Israelite nation.
Yes. But every time, from Rahab to every other person
Hold on,
in the
we
Old
not done
Testament
yet.
that was
We not
called,
done. We know
they
you got
became
some.
part of
Can
Yasharel.
we get the point out first?
They
before you
became
go?
part of the tribe. See, it says you either partake of it or you
It says,
don't.
go not
Hey,
into
hey,
the
back up
Wait,
off
hold
the
on.
camera.
I got a question. Hold
Go
on, baby.
not.
I got a question for you.
Right.
You say I just asked this
I
boy.
just tried.
Hey,
I
hey,
just
read,
saying
bro.
right here.
Read,
Go
You
not
say-
into the
you
way
say
of
God
the Gentiles.
black. Is that what y'all saying?
And into any city of the
Oh.
Samaritans enter ye not.
I don't mean
And
it.
any
You
citizen,
black.
hey,
He just say God black. Did y'all say God black?
But go rather to the lost
He ain't
sheep
black, baby.
of the house
What it
of
says?
Israel.
Hold on. Show it to me where he say black. Show it to me in King James where it say God say you should worship me in spirit and truth.
Yes.
God is a spirit. He is no color. He is no color.
We already
The
know.
devil is a lie.
We
That's
already
false
know.
doctrine.
We
That's
already know.
false
Hey,
doctrine.
let me ask
He
you.
is not a
Let me ask
color.
you.
He say
Is this
worship
real?
me in spirit and
Is this
truth.
true? Is this
For I'm a
real?
spirit. A
That's a-
spirit that's
we
not
got-
of
that's
color.
a weird-
And the Bible say
Oh,
I'm not the author of confusion.
Look at the confusion that
Why
come
would
with
he
y'all.
make
This
him
is
this
big
color and
Confusion.
he this
Now
color
everybody
and
goes.
he choose to be our
See?
color?
You see what happens when you hang with?
What are you saying?
That's
What
what
are you
God.
saying?
You don't want to
If
work
you
with that
cut
man.
him,
No wonder.
hold on,
We just out here
hold on, y'all spoke, let me speak. Y'all spoke, let me
Now you
speak.
know when you go home
See,
from work,
y'all
you
don't
have
want to
to
hear
hang
nobody
with
speak. Y'all spoke, let me speak. Y'all spoke, let me speak.
Let's go back to
That's
Old
integrity.
Testament.
No, ain't no watch out. That's integrity. Don't touch me.
You see what happened?
Let me move on.
See what happened?
Yeah,
Look it up.
I agree.
You see what happened?
Hey,
Hey, man.
Yes, worship.
Revelation 1, verse 14. His head and his eyes were white like wool, as white as snow.
Devil is a lie. That's false doctrine. Teaching people to hate each other. So what? How you gonna pick one race to be superior over another?
His
That's
head and
racist.
his hairs
The devil
were
is
white
a
like
lie.
wool,
God is a
white as
spirit.
snow.
He say worship
And
him
his
in
eyes
spirit and
were
truth.
as a flame of fire.
Author of
His
confusion.
feet like unto the fine brass.
Confusion.
What color
His
brass
hands
is
as if they were burned
I
in a
rebuke
furnace.
these demons in the name of Jesus.
And his
I
feet
What's his name?
bind that
like
What's
unto
his
spirit.
the
name?
fine brass.
Matthew 16 and
What's
19.
his name?
I
Go ahead,
bind
read it
that
again
spirit. It can't come back to
Revelation
this
1 and
world.
15.
Devil is a
And
lie.
his feet like unto fine
His
brass.
feet like on the fine
The
bread.
devil is a lie.
As
What
if
we
they
doing?
were burned in a
Bind that
furnace.
spirit. Get out, young black. You want
And his
confusion.
voice as the
God
sound
is
of
gonna
many
send a
waters.
powerful
His voice
revival.
like the sound of
That's
many waters.
confusion.
The so-called
Confusion. Confusion.
the one who the Lord called Jesus was the so-called black man.
To be one color, that's
The one who the
racist.
so-called
You may as well
the
be
Lord
one of the
called-
racist white people.
So
That's racist.
the devil right here.
That's racist. God is a spirit.
Verse 14.
Yeah, break it out.
His head and his hands was white like wool,
y'all learn in
You
silence.
hate
Bring it
yourself.
up. Bring it up.
Bring
Bring it up.
Read
Woman
that
y'all
loud,
learn in
man.
silence. Bring
Read
it up.
that loud, man.
Look, look. As soon as Esau go,
That's
as
right.
soon as Esau left,
Don't follow your master.
It's a fucking ancient woman. You can tell back in the ancient
Shalom,
world,
right
that's the women that got you whooped for 40 lashes, man. Back in the ancient world, that's the women that told the so-called white man that you reading, man.
that's Miss
Shalom,
Evans.
right
That's
out.
Miss Evans,
That's
man.
Miss Evans from the Tuskegee experiment. Telling all the Jays, go ahead, take it.
They take it.
I know all the white folks running together.
Look, they left her.
Right.
You thought you was about to be with them.
Yeah. Say,
Even the what was his name?
the Ruben.
Even the Rubenites got the hell
left
up out of
him,
there.
That
Oh hell no, man. Nah, I think he could have been. He could. I think he was.
I think he was.
The scriptures tell you have a zeal. You got a zeal, but not according. He was more passionate than that, and he hanging with it. The atheist. That's to show you.
He said his spouse, though.
Yeah.
He probably just said it because he
Yeah,
wanted to get fired.
yeah.
That's what it was. He want to get fired.
Hey man, hey, you know, we knew that he was a. I believe he probably an Israelite.
Yeah.
It's not hard to see. He had a fervency for it, but as soon as he started speaking, he started tearing up and crying, man.
Yeah.
So there's two things you can assess from that. One, he got a sincerity about the word, and Jake, that's one of the telltale signs of an Israelite. You got a zeal. So he gonna have a zeal, but not according to knowledge. A man crying for Esau. The scriptures tell you Esau is the one starting, though he started carefully with tears. Esau cannot get back that birthright. It don't make no sense for Israel, Jake, to cry for your master, man. Don't cry for him. The scriptures say, happy he shall rejoice. He wasn't even crying for his own damnation. That wicked man. Right? And then here come Auntie Mama. Hey, it's just like clockwork. And that happens everywhere you go. So you know, the scriptures tell you, she that is my enemy. She that is my enemy, man. All right? So there's going to be a time where Eves like that, they get walked over, trodden down in the street, as a Maya in the streets, man. What's going to happen when all hell breaks out and she calling for Jesus Christ? Go ahead, Al. Y'all brothers got it.
Real quick, got some back here. This Romans 10, verse 2. For I bear them record that they have a zeal of the Most High, but not according to knowledge. And just like the elder brother was speaking about, Mr. Rubin, and he was speaking, and he knew about the scriptures, he knew about the stories, but he was tearing up, man. Even though he had that zeal, but it wasn't according to knowledge. Because soon as we said only Israelites can be saved, he disagreed, man. Because you can love the Lord, but you got to love the Lord in the right way, man. You know?
For the real worshipers, so return to him in the spirit of, how's it go?
Spirit of truth.
Right? The spirit of truth. The Lord will search out for the time of the real worshipers, the true worshipers. Worshiping in spirit and in truth, man. You can't have your own because your boss is present. You know what I mean? You know, purpose got fired for their job. We don't give a damn about bosses present. You're gonna stand for it and have integrity on the word. That's why as soon as that scripture came out, the brother read it, they're like spittle. That man's heart sank to the bottom of his chest, man. And it should make sense. If you a Seminole, man, so-called Seminole. Do you know what happened to your people? Right. You do 5 minutes of research on what happened to this. First of all, they was the only native tribe that didn't take no treaties. They had way more backbone than that, man. They're supposed to be walking around, you know, flexing with your enemy. That ain't the spirit the Lord wants you in.
They didn't conform to those ways.
Yeah. And neither is a man of the Lord. The scriptures tell you righteous is bold as a lion. Righteous are bold as a lion. You gotta be bold with this word. That's it. All right? Yeah, you can close it out, brother.
Okay, go. You got it.
Come, verse 3, it says, for they being ignorant of the Most High righteousness, and going about to establish their own righteousness, have not submitted themselves unto the righteousness of the Most High.
Right. So they haven't submitted themselves to the righteousness of YAHAWASHI, okay? Which is according to the Bible, man. All right? Everything they were saying over here, they didn't bring out not one piece of not one scripture back over there saying, man. But that shows you, all right, the condition of our people, man. So with that, we're going to close out. Once again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory
To YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, QADASH.
Double honors to the apostles and the elders of great millstone and world to this day. And also, Shalom, peace and safety and salutations to the hope of the elect. Continue to labor this work and labor to show forward your diligence to make your call and election sure in faith and truth sincerity in all charity. With that, we say Shalom.
Shalom. GTA. Soon. Tonight.
Right.
Hey, as soon as it came up, what burger is that?